How?
No, don't suddenly stop talking.
No.
Did you just go live right when we all
No,
stopped
absolutely,
talking?
yeah.
Okay, that was
That's the best time to
I wonder
start.
if the howling will be the
Bantering like
first
no
second
one
of the
can
tape again.
banter. Oh, goodness. Hello.
Hello.
Very good.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, welcome to the stream.
And everyone leaves immediately.
Gosh, no, it's very good what we're
Very
doing.
good.
Very good.
I feel like we're getting close to leveling up, guys.
I'm working on it.
Boy,
I'm working on it.
Oh boy. Everyone did such a good job.
Thank you.
Very good.
Hi, welcome to the show. We're easily amused. Jeff's on his way. I'm sure he'll get here at some point, at which point we'll go back to using Dark Souls multiplayer voice effects.
All 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there 5?
There might be
There's
4.
more, aren't there?
No, there aren't
There's
that many.
Not a lot of them.
Oh,
Very good. I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. Oh, right.
Well,
Well, that's the, yeah. As far as car, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess so, yeah.
Oh, Jeff's here.
Very
good.
Very good.
Very good.
Oh,
Wait for it.
no.
He's never gonna want to be late again.
Now we're punishing him. We're going to show him.
Why are we talking like you can't hear us?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
perfectly fine.
So good.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Very good.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
That back of my skull hurts
Thank
from laughing
you.
too much.
Right? How is it that happens? It's so strange.
Did it happen to you this time?
Yes.
Is it just gonna like go in a circle where you
Yeah.
Bill.
God, I hope not. It actually hurts.
just yeah? Oh no,
The
Bill!
mind
If this
virus.
happens to
Deep
you
breaths.
next time,
Deep breath.
It's like white noise where there's ghosts, but they live inside of our stupid jokes.
oh no.
Yeah.
don't worry. I think we know how to handle ghosts after last session.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Fair.
just punch them as much as you
Steal
can
a bunch
with
of
lasers.
magic wands.
Okay, I should say the party knows how to handle them. I just fell on my face
What was the name of that
and
movie?
exploded
It was a
with
movie.
ghosts.
It was really, really
But-
good where this disease is translated through language.
Pontypool.
That was it.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
movie was
We
so
watched
good.
it together.
Yeah,
Yes.
we
It
did.
was fucking terrifying.
It was a great
What?
Sorry for
Ponty
swearing.
Pool. You should see it.
Oh,
It's a
man.
Really, do you like
It's
horror movies?
terrifying.
I
Pontypool.
don't actually.
It's the name of a small
Well, it's
Canadian
kind
town.
of horror.
Okay.
It's,
But
it's a viral mimetic, or
Yes,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
a mimetic horror movie. And it's a very interestingly, it's one of those movies that's only set in one place.
Right.
And it's set in this
Oh.
radio station, and so they find out about all these things that are happening from people calling in. And
But
they
if you
do-
hear the thing, it infects
Yeah,
you.
and it's terrifying
Yeah.
because your brain just imagines whatever is causing these noises. And it's awful.
Yeah. They start to work things out. It's pretty good. Just
Yeah.
see it.
It's good.
It's good.
I thought you were gonna say the Monty Python skit where they read the joke and like everybody dies laughing from the joke.
Oh, I forgot about
Remember
that.
that one?
That's pretty good. Man, that's how I want to go.
Very good.
You're on your way.
If I'm never late again, will you stop making up voices?
Yes, that's literally
Very
exactly what we were
good.
waiting
So to be
for.
fair, we didn't make these ones up. These are the ones from Dark Souls for the
Thank
multiplayer
you.
voice things.
I've never
Hey.
played a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, what's your favorite video game?
Favorite video game. There's a lot of choices.
It's
for that.
Earthbound, right?
No, there's like I've got like a tied slot, like
On
Final
the way
Fantasy 6
to
and Chrono
Earth.
Trigger, like tied for like near the top.
Gotcha.
Those are what got me into like
Cool.
lots of different.
So
games.
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD, yes.
Right, got it. Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. What happened last week on our Shadows over Eberron adventure?
Cool,
Ghosts.
smash.
Why are you giving me that good smile?
What?
Hi.
No, why me?
No, you can eat. That's fine. I'm not saying that you, Jeff, have to tell me
No,
about
I
this.
just realized what an absolute mess I'm gonna make with this food.
What did you
What's
get?
in there?
I got fried rice, which is great, but so the reason I was late was there's a taco shack I go to sometimes.
Mhm.
But the nature of it being a shack instead of a restaurant
Yes.
means that sometimes they're just not open whenever they don't feel like being open.
Meh.
Same.
Fair enough.
And I got partway, and that overshoots the place I normally get sandwiches from. So I was like, what's near house. There's a Chinese restaurant, I guess.
Yep.
What's remotely healthy there? So, just order, but then like I'm just looking at this tiny fork and this massive thing of rice, and it's. I mean,
Face first.
You have a dog, so
Face
it's fine.
I
first.
do have a very good dog.
Where
I
is
also
he?
have.
Oh, he's right here.
Yeah.
Is he
What a
looking
surprise.
He's ready.
I also have like bowls and silverware if you want it. I certainly don't mind if you eat.
I'm gonna
As
have
you
a
are.
and left full. You know.
Okay, that's fine.
P. Terry's is super healthy. It's like right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It
Oh.
is. It's not.
Now, I groaned, but I willfully went to McDonald's today.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I went there specifically for those good buttermilk chicken tenders. Hi, this is the stream now. They were out of them. They were out of the tendies.
Just in that kind of day.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm not brown rice.
Well, I mean, I got nugs instead.
Nugs.
I didn't leave McDonald's without getting some sort of chicken product.
I like their double cheeseburgers.
Stop
The
talking about
sugar.
McDonald's.
The
We
sugar
can talk
burgers.
about Taco Bell
They
instead.
just
Oh.
put sugar in everything.
What if you guys didn't eat fast food ever?
Very good.
Actually,
I-
don't.
I almost
eat
never
it.
do.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's like a 3 times a year at most thing for me.
I'm sorry.
What happened? Yeah.
I
Man,
Must have
remember,
some ghosts.
Yeah.
remember back at 360 Ed when you just ate Triscuits and Pop-Tarts?
Yes.
Let's talk about that at length.
Oh man.
Sounds like my
I
college.
also went downstairs where there was a pizza.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I got back up in time to like play most of Team Fortress instead of lunch.
Oh man, remember when our studios would have Team Fortress
Yes.
2 days? Oh, that was very good. Man, we're old.
Yeah.
Old enough to remember.
This is pre-hats.
old enough to
Yes.
yes.
Pre-hats,
Pre-hat
TF2.
Team Fortress 2.
Oh,
We are super old.
There is that-
Bill
there's-
hat.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Well,
Yeah.
the whole world revolves around me.
Bill, tell us
but,
more
I
about
mean,
this hat.
This hat is from Gravity Falls.
It's a Dipper's hat.
Oh, I
right?
see.
Dipper Pines.
I've never seen that.
It's a good show.
Yeah, you should see it. It's
Here's
really
the
good.
thing. I mentally conflate it with Rick and Morty, and so I've decided I don't want to watch
Whoa.
it. Because they both have existed in the past 5 years.
Okay, you're
Ah,
I'm
understandable.
To be fair, you do need a very high IQ to understand Gravity Falls.
I mean, how does gravity
dumb though,
fall?
right?
I don't- I
It's
can't
Yeah,
like-
see it.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about it is it's like, it is like,
Very good.
well, it's like,
I'm sorry.
They did their full art.
It's-
they got
it's
everything.
complete.
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's like,
It's the complete package.
Yeah.
it's like,
That's my restaurant.
you know, I don't know how to say, like, it's not necessarily the best thing that's ever been, but it is like very close to being perfect at being what it is.
Excellent. Cool. All right. You've
We
sold me.
busted ghosts.
Yes, please tell
Yes.
me about the ghosts. Please, God.
We busted.
Sorry.
I've been buying time for
Yeah.
so long for someone to remember.
So we went to investigate this ghost problem, and we ran into your nemesis, whose name I'm forgetting already.
Eisman Crane.
Eisman Crane.
Yeah.
Or I assume
Oh,
it's
yeah.
your nemesis. We don't know for sure. You would just like to hide from this person.
It
apparently.
was indeed
Not that Ark ever
Akas's
noticed.
designated rival.
Let's be clear.
Oh.
Let's be clear. Everyone else ran into Eisman Crane.
Yes.
Nick's made a series of successful stealth rolls and avoided any sort of interesting interactions.
Yes.
You're welcome.
The Marcus of the party.
And I went ahead and
Because she's sneaky.
Mark is very sneaky.
shot a bunch of wands that we got from Eisman Crane at ghosts.
Can
Yeah,
we
We
say
met
that?
a new friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
we did. We found who was placing the ghost dials that would explode into ghost, and we kind of told them to stop it, and they're like, "Okay, I'll stop it." After
That's kind of what
after
happened.
some cajoling.
That actually is pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of cajoling.
Yeah, and we found out who's really behind it, which is
Lord
your
Jorah.
your friend, Lord
Yeah.
Jorah.
All of our friends.
Jorah.
Really.
Jorah
Well,
Mormont.
I've had no interactions with Lord Jorah.
We crashed this party. It was
Jorah.
pretty great.
Joro.
Joro.
Like
Joro.
Joro.
Like Goro,
Yes,
but
J-O-R-O,
shorter and with only
Joro.
2 arms.
And
The
so
beefiest gnome on the block.
God, his voice is good.
solved the ghost problem, and that's where we're at now. We headed back, and I assume we're
I assume I had time to recover my shoes.
Yes.
No, they're gone forever. That's you need some
Some
universal
ghost is wearing
solvent.
So there's still some residue,
Yeah,
certainly,
yeah.
but you do indeed have your loafers.
Yes.
just imagine you sitting there
As
for like 2 hours with a
sandals.
file. Just
As you walk around, they make that like
Crunch, yeah.
clingy noise that
Like,
when it's sticking to the
Not now.
ground.
Yeah.
That's literally the worst thing for a ninja.
yeah, like
Seriously.
I'm gonna have to work so much harder to be sneaky now. Oh man.
and we leveled up.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did indeed. You did indeed. And the first snowfall of the year descended upon Sharn.
Oh.
So I'm assuming that first thing in the morning you're going to report back to jail and let her know, like, hey, we did that thing and you don't have to worry about ghosts anymore.
Why is that her name?
I'm back in
Jail.
jail.
It wasn't intended to be a pun, if that helps.
Is it J-A-L-E?
Jayle.
Yeah.
Okay. Jaylee.
No, you're
Jelly.
mispronouncing it.
There's-
Jelly. Yes, her name is now Jelly.
Jelly.
Oh no.
There's a character in Valkyrie Profile who shares that name, and I thought she was incredibly attractive. That's the end of my story.
That's actually where I stole the name from. This is pretty much the only source for that.
Super babe.
What did you think about her being a babe?
Yeah, what was her Babitude rating?
What?
Yeah.
What
1
platform
to
was
10
this
on
on?
the babeometer.
Are we
Valkyrie
profiling
profile.
Valkyries?
We are indeed profiling.
Anyway, yes, Maddie is going to go back.
I can't believe you didn't just answer very good.
Yeah, we were setting you
Yeah,
up.
like-
It's like T-ball.
No. Whenever you like
No.
bite something and it's not sour necessarily, but like the back of your throat like gets like a
Yes.
shock kind of, and it's like, why? I don't know, because like the
You
change in
just looked
taste.
like you
from
were like,
sweet to
ow,
sour.
my tooth. And
No,
it
no, no,
looks
no.
like you have a big bruise on your face, so I was wondering if you got your ass kicked.
A bruise? No.
Okay.
Did I kick my own ass?
I don't know.
In your sleep?
Proceed.
I don't know.
Do you want me to throw your chips away? Oh, they're baked. I don't want to throw them.
No. Oh.
Baked is too good for the trash.
Anyway, Maddie goes to jail.
Maddie is going to jail.
Sorry, Jelly.
Shit,
Jelly.
Yeah.
Jail is, she's an early riser. She's in the office bright and early in the morning, and she is all too happy to hear about your escapades and the results.
Maddie pretty much tells her honestly what happened, you know, including the part where she is actually being completely 100% honest with it. She indicates definitely that she wasn't happy with the precise outcome, but that she was outvoted. That's how she puts it.
Toss Lynn right under that bus.
We're not
Whoa.
Well,
there.
to be
No,
To
Lynn
be
actually
fair-
was volunteering to be tossed under that bus.
To be
But
fair,
that was
Jail
her
doesn't know
reminder.
who Lynn is.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
doesn't,
part.
she doesn't
That makes her a
bother.
very good candidate for bus throwing.
Yeah, Lynn.
No,
yeah.
she doesn't. No, I mean the way Maddie phrases it, it's not that she's attempting to deflect responsibility, but simply implying the rest, the rest of the people that were with wanted to let her go. It was either, fight with all of them over it or do it.
Jail is a little forehead creasy over this, but is like, Bye, Bill.
Bye. I forgot a thing.
That's a
That's
strange
fine.
thing for Jail to say.
Well, I mean, he's just been in Jail's office this whole time.
I was just there. Hey, I'm Bill. I'm
Uh,
on the campaign.
Jail says, I understand. I guess by the letter of the law, the job is done. I was kind of hoping you had a little more pull with these folks. Who is this that you're running around with?
Maddie kind of gets a pained look on her face. I'm working.
Introduced us.
No, she. Yeah, introducing because that'll go over well. And he kind of shakes her head a little. Like, I'm trying to develop a pull with him, believe me. I thought this would be an easy one for him, but should have figured they'd want to extend professional courtesy, but maybe it's not all bad. Look what we figured out. Lord Juro's behind this, apparently.
Yeah, well,
And even if we locked up this one, he's going to send somebody else if he doesn't get dealt with one way or the other.
fair. All right, let's do this. I'll give you the payment that we agreed upon, 3 coin. I'm going to hold off before I give you access to that training we were talking about. Give me a few days to make sure that this Gwen, as you described her, doesn't renege and start dropping off more ghosts after all. Let's give it a few days to make sure we're in the clear. If we are, fantastic. I'm grateful to you, and we'll be more than happy to toss a few more jobs your way in the future. And we can see about getting your friend some training.
Yay.
That sounds fair. Something I want to offer in return, though. We've actually run across Lord Juro in our own dealings a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Well, as it happens, we have, let's call her an ally, who might be interested in the information we've attained here. I can almost guarantee her actions would probably prove beneficial to stopping him in this quarter, too. Would you like me to mention to her what happened here, or would you like me to keep it quiet?
I'll be honest, I have my hands full, and I know Joro, and I wish that he weren't doing the things that he's doing, but certainly nothing that I'm going to be able to do in the short term is going to change that. If he were to go away, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be pretty happy about it.
In that case, I'll pass the information on to her, see what she does with it. Whatever it is, it can't hurt, probably.
That's fair. Although I will say that if you continue to pursue this on your own, I'd prefer you not let me know about it. Just in terms of, like, deniability, you know, just in case.
I understand, yeah.
Good deal. She fetches your payment, hands it over, an unmarked purse.
Maddie thanks her, and if there's nothing else, heads on her way back.
Take care.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
Very good.
In my mind, there's like a smash cut to like Joro tied to like lightning rail tracks.
Well, he's very small, so just be one track. No. We're not
Like-
done with Joro by a long shot.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I just imagine like what like what's the least appropriate thing we could do?
Let's just steal Joro next.
That's a good heist.
He's
Yeah, that's a
priceless.
heist. Oh my god, yes. We can ransom him to himself.
Sure. So as you're leaving, I think that you see the Solstice decorations have already been set up around town.
Ooh.
There are lots of wreaths and ribbons hanging from the light fixtures and stuff like that. And actually, as you leave this district, remember you're in the Central Plateau, there is a particularly ostentatious display. There is a fountain that's been set up in the central square, and there are guards surrounding it, keeping away the crowds that are sort of hustling and scooching forward to see the spectacle. It is literally a fountain of gold coins that are literally just like periodically giving off those various kinds of displays.
That's what I was about to ask. That fountain wasn't there before then, I take it.
No, absolutely not. This
Okay.
is something that House Tane, one of the richest families in town, has set up that they do periodically.
Nice.
And basically, it's like, you know those fountain displays that they have at Vegas, where it's like periodically one will just set off, and there's actually like music in the air, almost like a amusement park. Only instead of water, it's literally just gold coins and stuff like that. And lots of people are tossing in a copper bit, even a silver for good luck. But there are guards making sure that no one, you know, waddles up and helps themselves to a big old drink. You know what I mean?
Mark wouldn't mind a drink.
Does this happen? So Maddie's been in Sharn a few years. Has this happened in previous years?
Yeah, this is something they set up each, their equivalent of December.
And he kind of raises an eyebrow as she walks by. He keeps an eye on her stuff and kind of goes about her business, heading back to the hideout.
Cool. As you get back, unless anyone else has anything that they're immediately doing before Endeavor comes back.
Ries scoffs about the holidays.
Does what?
Scoffs about the holidays. He's a Scrooge.
Humbug.
Well, give me 5 seconds and you'll be able to do it in front of everyone.
Oh, nice.
Maddie, as you arrive, you note that even already now, the actual sign of the Raven Skull looks a little bit cleaner than the last time you saw it.
Oh no.
Looks like, you know, some of the debris moved to the side. A little bit of sweeping's been done. There's been the tiniest bit of organization over in the corner.
We're gonna open a bar.
I think that's pretty much what Maddie does. She sees, notes it, sighs.
Her catchphrase.
Yeah, heads inside. Looking slightly grumpier than she did. She already looked a little grumpy heading back from jail.
Her classic expression.
Looks a little grumpier now, heads inside.
And inside, Ix would have like Farran's foot propped up on her thigh, and she's like tweezing out a piece of glass.
Ah. Oh. Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna have to walk lightly on that. And she'll like bandage it up. And be like, "Did you get our money, Maddie?"
Yeah, I did.
Pass your leg back.
So she sets the pouch with 3 on the table. How much do we get from the errand for our industrious neighbor?
I think that was 2.
It was too.
Yeah. She
And
was like,
we've delivered that, right?
With a cackle, he accepted his purse. He was absolutely delighted to get his hands on it. And effusive with thanks.
Things would toss two more.
Well, I don't know if anyone else noticed, but our friend seems to be cleaning up the place regardless of our previous discussion.
It's fine. Looks nice that way.
I think the point is that it shouldn't.
Once it looks nice, people are going to be curious about it.
I just like living within stumbling distance of a bar anyway, so it works fine for me.
Well, I got the coin, but in light of the fact that we didn't bring anyone back despite catching them, she wants to see and verify that the ghost problem is actually solved before coming through on the rest of it, with apologies. Couldn't really, insist.
Yeah.
You might have.
Well, Maddie didn't feel like she could have.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, she should have done that anyways, even if we caught her first. I mean,
Maybe.
catching one person when someone else is behind is not going to stop anything. We have to go after.
I made that point and she agreed, but nonetheless, she wants to wait a couple of
Yeah.
days before coming through with the last part of it.
If the ghosts return,
Oh.
I'm willing to go back as well. So
And when the ghost return, you get a new job.
Well, you assuming the ghosts don't return, you'll get that from it, and there's 5 coin for the rest of us if you're alright with that split.
yes.
Objections?
So, going back real quick, Ark was gonna borrow some coin for a project. So, I don't know if we want to take it out of here, or you could just give me a coin and I'll just spend the 2 I have on my sheet, and then we can redistribute the 5 or whatever. But
Is Ark gonna make this case in character?
I didn't want
Oh,
to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think that given the nature of your relationship with these
Hooligans.
folks, you might need to make a treatment.
All right. Well, I just wanted to have it done already. Was part of why I wanted the coin ahead of time.
I think we're gonna have an opportunity to fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that means downtime. So.
Yeah,
All right, so
we're doing
all right, this is
downtime
as good a
stuff.
time as any.
Yeah. So this is the morning after, but most of the session is going to be in the ensuing weeks.
So about the payment. I've actually a project I've been working on. It's really close to being done, and if I could get 2 coin from that, I could finish it, and it would be a great service to our group. It'd be pretty helpful, especially when we're out doing missions and whatever.
What's the project?
Well, I don't want to quite give it all away, but
I was thinking the same thing about my coin.
let's just say
Take a point of its rich.
Thank you for that. That was a perfect setup.
You seem to have Maddie's attention when we're losing her patience.
it's a way for us all to be able to keep in touch with each other, regardless of where we're at, anywhere in the world.
Quite a claim.
Oh.
It's a little limited in use, but it will do as I say it does.
How limited?
Once per day.
Fair.
I got a project. Give me 2 coin, I'll take it down to the tables, double it. More money for that. Hi. What? You can't say no to more money.
I'm with Pretty Boy.
Can
I mean,
Yes.
I agree with most
I
anything.
roll
You saw me at
insight
the
on the
tables,
original?
Oh, of course.
On what?
He's a
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's
There you
being
go.
like as a player. I'm pretty sure he's being honest. But I don't think Farran trusts this magic science that's going on over here. That's 15.
I think you understand him to be talking about some sort of magical invention.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are the best kind of
Well,
inventions.
all those rocks I've been working
A
with.
glass-filled foot flies towards your face.
All those rocks I've been working with, it was towards that. And I just want to, I need a few coin to just put the finishing touches on it. I want to make sure it absolutely works before I give you the exact details, but it's pretty much at this point where I'm sure it's going to work. I just need to spend a little bit more money to finish it.
occurs to me this sort of thing's probably going to come up a lot, where there are things that are group expenses that'll help everybody, shouldn't necessarily come out of one person's pocket. Maybe instead of splitting this 5, we ought to put it aside for that sort of thing. Maybe even spend the first 2 on this. And we can spend the rest of it whenever we agree that something's important enough to spend it on.
Frankly, this is more money than I've ever had in my life, so I don't even know what to do with it.
Do we want to make a group stash then to use for
I'm
group?
sure you relate.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't even. How's that? How do you
How's
even
about-
hold that?
Jeff, take appointments. Gracious.
I already
about we
have
had-
one. I'll give it to Farran.
Farran.
Oh, thank you.
I was about we add 3 of the coins to this group pool. I'll take 2. Maybe you can take the one and try and double it.
All right, I'm in.
Done.
And then whatever he gets back, we put back.
All right.
And then in the future, when we make more coin, we add it to this pool.
So, well, hold on, you confused me. We got 5. You said put 3 in the pool, and
I guess who would get the other 2?
yeah, just put all of it in the
There's
pool.
like equations appearing in front of
Yeah,
Art
yeah.
as we're talking.
Keep this. Fine. We'll do it this way. We'll put the 5 in the group pool. We'll give you 2 to do this project
Alright.
yours. We'll give you 1 to see if you can make money appear out of thin air gambling, and
2's for
we'll,
safekeeping.
we'll keep the other 2 in safekeeping for the next little special project that comes
Right.
along.
A right proper rainy day fund, I reckon.
Where for safekeeping?
Well, I mean, this is our hideout. Let me check something actually.
Alright, we'll just open this
I was
guy's
thinking
mask
about
and
something.
just
Lynn's-
So,
start pouring coins.
so when we
I'm gonna do. Lynn's sort of searching around. That's a 24 to try and find a good spot.
Sure.
To stash things here.
You actually find several hidden compartments.
I tell them about one.
Okay. So there's one behind the mini fridge.
Oh,
where there's like a panel that like slides away.
Lynn makes a note of the others that she's found
Yeah.
for later.
Let me check something real quick. And Maddie actually stands up, goes outside. She comes back in the door without using the password and goes to where the secret compartment Lynn mentioned was.
How did you come in through the door without using the password?
Well, no, she's leaving and going back. Isn't there like a room that just is like a rundown version of the room or something?
I think
No,
he's
no,
assuming
no.
that if you try and go in, you just go into some other
A
room.
normal room.
It's
No.
not. This,
Oh.
is, this is not a extra dimensional. Or
No, it's just an
altered
alarm
space.
spell actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
So then an alarm rings, and we're like, oh god, no.
Ark just dives out a window.
all right, Maddie uses the
Turn that
password.
There's a thump from above.
Turn that off.
Oh, that's not how I thought that worked, but hey, good to know it works. All right, we'll stash it in that spot you found then.
Perfect.
So there's also illusions on the windows that make it appear, and here like there's not an occupied room in that part of the building.
There's not a door. To
Okay,
this room.
okay,
You
that-
go,
that-
you
that's
go to
what I
a
was-
wall and you say the thing, and then the wall opens, but there's not like a doorknob.
No, there is.
There is.
Yeah, there's a door and there's a raven skull set in
Oh.
the threshold above it.
It's not super secret, it's just kind of secret.
Yeah, the poem, or the nursery rhyme rather, just deactivates the alarm.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I misunderstood what we were
Yeah.
hiding out then.
It's not that high level.
Yeah. Well,
It's just high level.
Colette
enough.
just appears.
It looks like you're trying to open the door. Do you need some help with that?
Well, all right then. So we'll have 2 in the group stash. You've got your project and you've got yours, and all right.
The door flies open and Colette appears.
Hello.
Hello.
Very good.
Very good.
She is carrying a massive wicker basket that is loaded up with wreaths and ribbons and little tassels, and she shouts, "Happy Solstice!" And she starts in just this
And Ark's like, yay!
enormous whirlwind. She starts like putting up decorations just as quickly as she can. She seems to know exactly where everything should go. She's hanging up little ornaments and little banners and stuff like that.
This is so far from what Lynn expected of her. Like she always just seems
Oh.
so like refined.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
and-
Oh, I love the
I'm
holidays.
sorry. I'm sorry. Can you just leave like a corner like not that?
2 corners.
No.
No. Don't tell me. You don't like winter solstice?
It's
It's wonderful.
It's noisy.
Everyone has the opportunity to just think back on all the things that have happened this year
You're not
The
selling
good
it. You're not selling it
and
at
the bad
all.
things that you've survived.
Ix will pick at some of her scars.
Yeah. Lynn's
yeah.
actually starts to
Remains
go a
to be
little
seen.
less
Listen. You're still alive. Lewin clears his throat.
I mean, barely.
But you are. And look, you've got a job. You've got coworkers.
Better.
Yes. You're gainfully
Ix
employed.
lights a cigarette.
You have a place. You just gonna do that inside? Is
Like,
that?
they can't see out the windows, right?
So
Cough.
Listen.
Cough. Why are we coughing?
Solstice is just the most wonderful time of year, and I understand that if it's not your just absolute favorite, but this is definitely a pro-solstice type of organization, and we are going to celebrate in the most time-honored tradition. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you sing songs. We're not gonna
Death Arena!
I'm sorry, did you just shout Death Arena?
Oh, sorry.
Different holiday.
That's from the army. They had a little thing.
That's their version of Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Are you sure that that's a thing that they had in the army, or is that something one
Well,
of your
well,
army
they like-
friends
they-
told you was a thing in
They
the
had
army?
a tendency to exaggerate a bit about what it was that was going on, and things got out of hand and eventually got called that, and everyone got excited.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was eventually called Death Arena. Anyway, that sounds like more of a summertime type activity. This time, we're just going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to rest up for our next mission. I've got things lined up. I think that things are going to turn out just fine. But we are going to just have a good time. We're going to have some drinks. Yes. We'll have some beverages. We'll have some refreshments.
Those are all the same thing.
Well, no, some of them.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even know you heard me, huh?
Oh, I know. Okay, this is good. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something that people that like Solstice and people that hate Solstice can both get on board with. We're going to do
Ix puts out her cigarette on her metal hand.
a white elephant gift exchange.
A what?
A white elephant gift
fine.
exchange.
Well, what's an elephant?
You know what an elephant is, Ark. If you know what Death Arena is, you've heard of an elephant.
They're the main participants in Death Arena.
Does Maddie know what an elephant is?
Well, she was checking to do see if she knew what a white elephant gift exchange was. With a 15 on history, she might.
Well, I think that that's
I don't
pretty
know.
well multi-universal.
Everyone-
It is a
Would-
gift
it's
of
multi-universal.
terms.
Would an elephant be part of a warforged training?
I don't know if that was a thing they did where she grew up.
War elephants.
Yeah.
No.
Is that thing?
Or
Is that
Warlef-
is that that thing where everybody ends up with a bunch of junk?
Yes.
Elephorn.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I already have plenty of trash.
Well, look, can we?
Spectacular. Wrap something up, and in a couple of weeks, we'll give it to someone else.
Got
It's a
it.
game. It's like a lot of fun.
Ark just starts wrapping up a bunch of rocks.
Can we talk about some business first?
Fine.
So Lord Joro apparently wants to haunt a bunch of buildings in that district they're renovating.
Has he passed?
No, he's hiring.
Take a point of inspiration.
I'll give it to Ark.
God, well, oh wait, no, I spent mine.
Oh, sweet.
no,
That's right.
he's hiring well at least one person to put ghosts there. These little tokens, like she
He's murdering people?
No. Listen, just hold on.
I don't know why I said it that way. He's almost certainly had people murdered.
Yeah.
So Maddie takes out one of the broken tokens. Like, somewhere he gets these things, not broken like this, and when they break, a really angry ghost comes out of
But
it.
that one's already broken.
Thank goodness it is, because if it broke here, there'd be a really angry ghost here.
We have some of the live ones as well.
Well,
Unbroken ones. If you want to see a demonstration.
You don't. We don't have one of the wands to get rid of it.
Well,
Wands?
we have one of the
The
burned
ones
out
we
ones.
stole.
I've still got the burned out one. I kept it.
Some of the king's wands were there, and they
Had
allowed
wands.
us use
Oh,
of
wait, no,
one
I
of their
didn't.
wands.
That's right, we gave them all
they're
back. Never mind, we
jerks.
did give them all back.
They did
Yeah.
seem a
I
little...
forgot.
Anyway, the thing
I
is,
just wrote down
Yes.
notes.
we caught the person who was there dropping off the intact versions of these that night,
Uh-huh.
and she pointed the finger at Lord Joro as her employer.
Spectacular.
Well, given that he's come up before in the course of what you've asked us to look into, I thought you might find that interesting is all.
Joro is not nearly so big a fish as he imagines himself to be. That he...
I mean, it's pretty small.
We're gonna need a smaller boat.
Okay, I can help with that part.
Oh! Yes, very good. Very good. I'll keep an eye on it. Though I'm really just sort of mystified. Why on earth would he want to disrupt that?
Got no notion.
adjust property prices, acquire it himself, and then sell later?
Maybe. All the rooms are already being given away to the Syrian... Kyrian...
Siren?
What's a better word than refugees?
Didn't we say siren?
Exiles.
We said siren
Exile.
last time.
Yeah, that's solid.
Siren exiles.
Siren exiles, but
Maybe he
Could
just
it-
really likes ghosts.
he got something against him, or maybe someone who does hired him.
Who has something against ghosts?
Not the ghosts, the exiles.
Oh.
A lot of people have things against ghosts,
I
too.
I love it. I've never met.
I don't know. I'll look into it. It just seems weird is all.
Is
Very
there any-
peculiar.
I
Is there
don't
any way it
dispute
could
it.
be connected with the same... Is it possible there's someone above him that would want both this and that artifact taken?
Who can say? We don't even know what the artifact does yet unless we do.
Not yet. I am very, very close to locking someone down that I think will be able to identify it for us. And I'll probably call upon your services in the very near future. But that person is not going to be available until the turn of the year anyway. So, meanwhile...
Plenty of time to celebrate Solstice.
Yes. Thank you.
Death
That's a great
Arena!
idea.
Yeah.
It's simple. You get something. Just a little... It doesn't have to be expensive. In fact, I would actively warn you against getting something expensive. Just get something amusing. Something of delight. Wrap it up. We'll put them all in a pile. And then we'll randomly pick someone. And they'll get to pick which one they want to open. Then, depending on who goes next, they can open another one, or they can steal that first one. And the first person gets to open something else. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. It's great. It's cool. Listen. Just get something and wrap it and bring it. We'll have just a little soiree here in a couple of weeks. It'll be great.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
just
they-
thinking of every possible way with this group is going to go so badly.
It's just gonna be like
There's going to be a wrapped rock. I'm not even...
there's gonna be a wrapped rock and 5 lit bombs.
And a ghost.
Lynn's literally just not even there. She's just...
So we get a white elephant gift exchange at my work holiday party.
Uh-huh.
But I work at a...
Wait, is this Jeff or Ix?
This is... It doesn't have a job.
This is her job.
She's never had a real job.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I work at a Krav Maga gym, so like...
Same.
I got a machete.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my God.
very good is the thing.
Did Francisco buy that?
That was from Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the
It's got a lot of
surprise.
uses,
Yeah,
especially in zombie apocalypse.
Did you get the sense that he really just wanted it for himself?
probably.
Yeah, that's probably
It was
what
basically, it was booze and weapons, like
Yeah.
probably evenly marked down.
But hey,
the
isn't it
middle.
legal to carry edged weapons around now?
Yeah, I
Of
can wear
any
that on my
size
hip in
and
Texas.
Yep.
I'm not going to. But
Well, unless I miss my guess, we might be looking at another booze and weapons white elephant exchange in a little bit here.
If only we had some way to survive edged weapons.
Well,
Now the team is ghosts.
sounds like no one wants rocks, so maybe I'll do something else this once.
You have any
Sharp
paper
rocks.
to wrap stuff?
Instead
Yes,
get
of course.
Festive.
She has multiple rolls of wrapping paper in her basket, which she gladly hands over. And ribbon, of course, ribbon.
Okay. He's gonna like turn so nobody can see and like just be like, there you go. It's like just like a box shaped thing. What do you want? Where do you want it?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Pretty quick with your hands there, eh?
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
No, that's not. Fine, well then open it.
She'll open it.
It's a magic camera.
Not it.
I literally thought we returned that. I thought we returned the camera.
No, we give it to him to
Yeah,
throw it
no,
back.
I did give it back.
He
I did give
returned
back.
it. He
Oh,
returned
you
it.
returned
Oh,
with an
yeah.
IOU.
I did
So
return it.
It could
But
be
you-
Oh, it's the
IOU.
IOU.
Okay, that's it, yeah.
Yes,
Give me the IOU.
No, remember I gave you the receipt. I gave you the ledger that says you
No,
owe
wait,
this.
it's just the magic camera. He just went back and got another one.
Somebody
If
else.
you're in the hole, you might as well keep digging.
Yeah, right.
That sums up too much of my life.
Oh boy. Well,
All right, well, I think,
That was
I think
great.
you have the basic mechanic down. I'll just, if you need anything, I'll let you know when I have this next job lined up. But otherwise, I'll see you at the party.
Right.
Incidentally, I don't know who is cleaning up downstairs, but it's nice.
Yeah, that was us.
Oh, cool.
What?
Could we reopen that bar? Is that like a thing that if it started to happen would be terribly concerning to you, or all right, or indifferent?
I mean, I don't want you to get caught or this location to be compromised, but
Yeah.
if we all make money in addition to that, I'm not opposed to it.
Question mark?
How much money does it cost to do the bar unlock? Like, is there like a dialogue that clicks when I try and enable the bar?
800 coin.
Yeah, a coin value.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Depends on the quality of the bar. There's like different tiers.
Well, no, yeah, you make you do the initial unlock, and then you do your upgrades at tiers
Right.
later, and each of those are a coin investment. It's a money thing.
Is it 2 coin? Because we've got that.
Not that.
Okay. Yeah, come back later then.
Yeah.
Let's just grind. Yeah.
Coin.
Spectacular. Well,
Oh, can I invite the ghost up there to do this too? He's our neighbor.
sure.
Gotta be neighborly. It's the Solstice way.
Absolutely.
It's the landlord, so.
I mean, he'll probably.
This is a secular
It's not the
holiday. You don't
landlord.
discriminate against ghosts in this household.
So
He said he owned
did
this-
Colette
this
finish
property.
decorating, or did she get distracted?
No,
by-
she's all done.
She's all done. It's
Yeah.
like it's beautiful and.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
good taste.
There's like little paper crafted snowflakes that you can tell she
I
made.
like to think that there's a ribbon
like
on
handmade
Arc as
everything.
well.
Oh, absolutely.
Like there's a ribbon on Arc. It just-
Yes.
She like literally just like.
Arc doesn't notice though.
Well, I'll go tell our friend all about it, and then I'm heading out for a bit. I'll be back.
Stellar.
Can we all unlock our winter skins? After
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
Can I open a loot
I'm gonna
box?
guess that when the like the decorating is happening, like
Just
like
turns
Farran's
it
like
up.
kind of like looking
Not even
like
good
serious
currency.
up against the wall. He has like probably even puts the mask on, but underneath is just like childlike sparkles in his eyes as the decorations go on.
Okay, but yes, but also you're so well hidden that a streamer just gets draped across. Okay, so we're in downtime, which means we don't have to go moment to moment. If there's a thing that you want to do, if there's some shopping that you want to do for a Christmas party, or excuse me, Solstice party you've been invited to,
Oh man.
you're happy, you are more than welcome to embark upon any of that. So,
Should
what do
we
you guys want
like
to do?
come up with what our gift is, but keep it secret?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
one
that's very
already.
good.
I've already got one of mine. But I need to get my supplies for my special secret project, so I'm gonna go do that. And I can also get the things I want for my gift, along with those supplies.
Okay, so yeah, you just hit up the market, I think.
Let me drop a coin.
Good deal, good deal,
Yep.
good deal.
Lynn's gonna do volunteering work, which is the training of her feet thingy.
Yep, sounds good. Nellie is, as always, indifferent to see you, but is more than happy to guide you along with a little bit more work. There seems to be a little bit of an influx of folks here, as a matter of fact.
Happens around the holidays.
It-
People are putting up their solstice lights and they fall off a ladder.
Well, you would think
Onto
so.
a sword.
Yeah. that's-
Except there seem to be there's a particular wave of burn victims or something like that.
oh my.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe part of a city block burned down.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Nellie seems, as always, indifferent to this and more concentrated on the work itself.
When Lynn's treating people, is she able to glean anything about what happened?
Give
Like-
me a. You make a case for a skill, I think.
Probably persuasion. This would be while doing bedside manner, but putting the people at ease.
Yes,
and
that sounds very good.
Ooh. I pretty much like, oh my god, how did those burns happen to you? I rolled a
I
1.
caught on fire.
Yeah.
Fire happened.
Yeah.
Give me some pills.
One
X?
helps as much as you can. I'm glad I got that one out of my system on the least important one. Oh yeah, it was eggs. Oh my god. What
Yeah,
happened?
your
How did you
bed-
get those burns?
Your bedside manner can use some work, and actually, Nellie, I think.
Looks in just wide-eyed.
And she gives it a while, maybe an hour and a half later or something like that, sort of catching a break. She sits down with you and she's peeling an apple. She's like, look, helping people is more than just setting their bone in place or wrapping a bandage around. You know, if you're a healer, people are going to be looking to you to know things are going to be better. You know, mental, emotional power, it really helps, recovery, you know. You can't just be like, wow, that looks like it really hurts.
Ark would be the worst healer.
Cut back to X taking Farran's shoe off. Wow, that looks like it really hurts.
Just, you know, just something to think about. Try and... I'm not asking you to care. Just act like it.
All right.
Why don't you give me another try, and we'll make this your skill check for this go around.
All right. Is that persuasion again then?
Unless you want to use, or you could arguably use deception if you wanted.
They're equal, but I'm gonna. Oh man. This is that character-defining moment though. Whether I'm using deception to tell people I care about what happened to them.
This is your Paragon or Renegade moment. Or I use the same line of dialogue, but you feel bad.
I hated that every time that happened. It was
Blue or red?
No, this is the
Okay.
Paragon or Renegade moment where you either help someone out or throw them out a window.
Oh, I'm gonna help them out then. And I'm doing persuasion, and I got a 21.
Hey, that's really good. I think that maybe there is a, we'll call him a tiefling or something like that, who's really, really sort of shaken up by this moment. She's a young girl, sort of a barmaid or something like that. She's like, I was coming into work this morning, and you know, it's just the whole thing was just, I shouldn't be able to be on fire. Because of she like gestures
Like
at
the
her
tiefling.
horns.
Yeah.
And like,
That's actually a really good point. Tieflings
Yeah.
can't really burn, can they? Like, are
no,
they...
no, she's actually resistant to fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lynn sort of calms her down. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine.
Thank you.
This is really going to help. She sort of like walks through. I'm going to give you a salve to take home. You're going to want to put this on. Are you safe to get home? Like she's trying to figure out where this happened, but
Sure.
she's being a little bit subtle about it. Like
I live in the neighborhood. I'm gonna go back and see if anyone else. I mean, the girls for the evening shift, or if they haven't heard, they're gonna show up. So I'll go back to the cauldron and make sure that they know what's happened.
the cauldron.
The crystalline cauldron. That's where I worked.
Was this the fire we knew about, or
The fire you knew about was down by the docks.
the crystalline cauldron? Was that where we met that first time?
Yes.
That's where Jorah was.
What's that tavern where we pissed off that cop?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, that was the Broken Anvil. That was the Denny's.
The Denny's.
No, this is from the unaired pilot episode where two folks went in and met Lord Jorah in order to get some
Oh,
information.
that was a crystalline cauldron.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't burn down the Denny's. We're gonna go there after.
Yeah, seriously. By the way, after this, we immediately go to the Denny's.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Have you ever wanted a pancake? Try Denny's. It's good. Apparently they sponsor us now. Man, this is way better than when we tried to get Nas.
We keep name dropping Denny's.
Oh, can we just have a pancake before each session?
Yes!
Oh man, that's very good.
Boy, I'm all about that.
You want a grand slam?
Did somebody
I don't know
say
what that
delicious
is, but yeah.
pancakes?
You want pigs in a blanket?
I love pigs. They're so
Do
cute.
you want...
I hate to be a downer, but I don't like pancakes.
He already just said I don't like pancakes 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought you said I like
I
pancakes.
said I like pancakes.
Yeah. He's all about pancakes. Oh my
I
god.
can't.
Like,
You're wearing the sunglasses, and I think you just hate
I mean,
things.
Sorry, I'm very deceptive.
You're just so deep in it. I think that you don't like things except for drugs. Hey,
that's our friend Jeff.
Also true in real life.
Hey, welcome to Foxhound, brought to you by Big Pharma.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the money
Brought to you
is.
by Martin Shkreli.
Oh,
Ooh.
no,
No.
no.
We turned that one down.
Bad.
Yeah. Anyway, you passed your skill check for this bit of feat training.
So I get 2 points this
Yep,
time.
and you can additionally spend another coin to spend some more time during this month, sort of on-the-job training.
I'm not going to, but how many... This is a 2-dot feat. How many do I need to get my first dot?
6 for 1 dot.
6 for 1
If
dot.
it's 2 dot. If a 2 dot, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
6 for
Okay,
each.
so it's 12 for a full feat.
Correct.
And then that's what... Okay.
So
Yes.
I have a suggestion for something I don't know if we've actually formally done yet. Should we be doing some work to try and identify the ghost discs?
On it. Actually, Ark probably will be analyzing all that stuff, including going over the notes for the wands.
I'm very curious about what these ghost discs are.
But first, I got my project to first, and then I'll move on probably.
Good deal. Well, I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, who wants to go next?
Oh, I was going to say, so Maddie does tell our ghost friend about the white elephant gift exchange and invites him to take part.
So as you're in the midst of this, you hear a voice from downstairs, like, hello? Hello?
One moment. And Maddie excuses herself from the ghost and heads downstairs. What does she see?
There is a large wagon being drawn by draft horses, and there is a young man, an elf, that's sort of poking his nose into the bar area. Hello? Can someone sign for this?
Sign for what?
Delivery.
Oh, is it paid for?
Yes, of course.
Then we will sign for it.
What do you sign?
What
Does
is
Maddie have the
Doro?
presence of mind to sign anything that's not like Medevra?
Well, she knows the ghost's name, right?
Yeah.
And she'll sign that.
Okay. All right. Where do you want them?
I'm sorry, help me out. What was being delivered again?
Sacks.
Just empty sacks?
No, they're not empty. What would the use of that be? I wouldn't need the 2 horses.
Well, I said remind me what's being delivered. I'm busy.
I don't know what's in them. I don't open every sack that's handed to me. I'm just handed a bunch of sacks with a cart and a couple of horses, and they say, hey, take them to this god-awful part of town.
Fine.
You want me to crack them open every single time?
Fine, just put them in here. I'll help you.
Just wherever?
Just wherever in this room. It opens into like a bar area, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what she's gesturing to. Just right in here. I'll help you. And she does actually help him.
Of course. You unload 8 large burlap sacks that appear to have some sort of like... If you didn't know better, you'd think they were like tiny rocks. It's like they're very like...
God, no.
And whatever they are, they smell amazing. They're like earthy and like... earthy. They smell like rocks. They don't smell like rocks.
Well, wait, which is it? You've...
Wait, what?
I mean,
Rock
what does a
smells-
rock smell like? I don't know. They don't smell like dirt, but they smell chocolatey and of cocoa, and there's notes of walnut and hazelnut and other such tones.
Are these rocks or a type
Cinnamon?
of coffee?
God, I love coffee.
It does smell like coffee, as a matter of fact.
Are
And
these
maybe
coffee beans?
like the 7th out of 8th bag, Lewin sort of sticks his head down through the ceiling, like, oh, no, bring those over here next behind the bar, if you would, please. And the elf is like, ah, because there's a ghost.
Well, maybe we ought to do what he says, huh?
Sure.
Maddie helps him move them behind the bar.
And sure enough, you move him behind the bar, and
It's just an hour.
the elf just sort of stands there.
That all of it?
Yes.
Well, you can go ahead and go then, I guess.
Lewin sort of like,
Ark shouts from above. Tip. No, Ark doesn't.
Lewin sort of shouts out from above, give him a tip, you louse!
Oh, right. Sorry. Can she give an appropriate tip
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
it impacting coin?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she hands him.
2 coin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the delivery.
Yeah.
Here's a month's wages.
And he rides off. Oh, good. Yes. Just on time. Yes, this is going to be. Oh boy.
Well, I'm about to head out. Did you need help with anything else, or you good?
Well, I mean, yeah. If you see any like interior decoration stores, keep a note of them and let me know when you get back.
I think I can do that.
Can Ark come back
Well,
right now through the door?
Absolutely,
With all his
100%.
stuff?
No, do whatever you.
Ark just bust down the door. Well, not bust down, but
There is no
the
door.
door.
You step over the
Almost
rapids
like
of the
has a
door.
bunch of sacks of stuff. Starts walking towards the stairs, and you hear jangling metal, like loud jangling metal. And then Ark stops and looks.
I think you turn and like the bag like knocks over a table. And Lewin's like, "No,
Hey,
don't!
careful."
I cleaned that up. Please be careful. Please be careful."
All this stuff's a little bit different than what it was. I remember when.
Yes,
leaving.
there's 8 more sacks than there were here when you left.
Oh, what's in the bag? Bags.
Treasure.
Ooh.
They smell nice.
Dark brown treasure.
Can Warforged smell? It's actually
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it does smell good. Okay. Well, I got something to work on, so we'll do that real quick. And
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sure. Please.
Yeah. And then he knocks over a chair and walks upstairs. Chunk, 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 chunk.
What else is going on?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I want to be risky,
Okay.
and as part of trying to double my money, do my my vice
Oh.
thing.
Ix is gonna accompany him unless he absolutely insists otherwise.
He doesn't care.
Be like, I'll be your lucky charm.
Sure.
I thought we were gonna say risky and end up in jail for the.
I mean, we'll see.
That's your present
We'll
to
see.
everyone.
Because I only have 2 stress, so the odds of over and
Damn.
That's very good.
Okay.
So where are you going in order to do this?
Can we give
I mean-
inspiration?
You've got a. Did we ever figure out a purveyor for you?
It's not
Yes, his name is Darian. Sorry.
That's right, Darian. Yeah. So I think that this place that you're going is not the sort of place that Ries would ordinarily go. This is sort of more akin to where Ix would usually go. This is really here in the underbelly.
Got that sister of yours?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Some of your crowd, you should fit in right in.
Yeah,
Me
I'll-
though, we'll see.
I'll try to keep you from getting stabbed.
Thank you.
So Dorian works at a casino called Dragon Eyes, and this is the kind of place that's very, very low lit. That if you wanted to, you could pretty reasonably get a narcotic mixed in with your cocktail just on order.
Nice. Nice.
And you sort of give a secret handshake to get into one of the back rooms, and
It's their dragons.
There you go.
simple
That's the
geometry. And you are dealt in, and there are a number of, similarly situated folks that look like they do a lot of gambling, and that this is the kind of place they go if they really need some cash, or they really need to have a real stiff drink when they're doing their business.
So he'd like to approach it by just not playing well at all, and
Okay.
then one crucial hand, bid really high,
Okay.
and try and use his illusion magic to make things work out.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So why don't you give me an Arcana check first of all?
Okay.
So we'll determine sort of how that goes.
Is this for the success of his gambling?
I think this is just gonna set the tone of the scene.
Okay.
Oh.
17.
17.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so I think you've got your you're able to read the room real well, and you're able to execute on your spell.
Okay.
What is it your spell actually does? What does this do? Does
Um,
it give you exactly the hand you need, or something like that?
let's say that I wait for a good starting hand,
Uh-huh.
and then manipulates what the dealer will pull out.
Oh,
So that
I
it-
see. Okay,
it
so you're
ends
actually disguising the turn,
Right.
or something like
Yeah.
that, to be completely in your favor.
Mhm.
Okay, real good. Okay, give me a vice roll. D6.
Roll low.
I'm kind of curious to see about it.
I'm gonna give inspiration for the weekend.
That goes to the highest anyway. That would actually be bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Disadvantage.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh boy, you have been
Reese
dull.
dies.
play your
They're gonna take a
Ooh.
finger because
Play-
they catch you cheating.
play your new character D's.
These.
isn't that the snake lady from Breath of Fire?
It is. She's also a babe.
Very good. Okay. You win, and you let's say you doubled your cash,
Nice.
and obviously you've cleared whatever stress you had available.
Yay.
But
That, oh.
here's the thing. I think that your absolutely perfect execution of this has left you in sort of a braggadocious mood.
Uh-oh.
And once the table wraps up, everyone is sort of collecting their winnings and taking off. You guys are basically, you're joining Ix at the bar. You are feeling like the king of the world. Like, obviously no one can touch you. You're Ries. You're the smartest guy in the room. People should feel delighted to be in your presence. And it was you, obviously, that masterminded this and all of the cool crimes that you and your group have done.
Oh, God.
And you were eager to let everyone know what it is exactly, just how smart you are.
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand recent Ix.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Ix will be like, well, pretty boy, looks like you had a good time.
I think that I did, and he's partaking in plenty of these narcotic drinks.
Of course, absolutely.
If that plays into overindulging and all.
No,
Look at you go.
The bartender is more than happy to just keep him coming. Well done, sir. Good job.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah. It's, why are you on the ceiling?
Oh, my pretty little lightweight.
Look, I got the money. You want to bail out of here? Oh.
Oh boy.
Did you all hear about this business about ghosts down at the buildings that have been constructed in God's Gate?
Where? Oh, yeah.
Fallen?
Yes, yes indeed, yes indeed.
No. Never heard of it.
Yup. Kill them. With my bare hands.
Extraordinary, sir.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes, it was
Must
challenging.
I imagine so.
It's hard to grab a ghost. Have you ever tried to grab a ghost?
Not recently, sir.
It's cold. Slimy.
That checks out, sir.
Yeah.
That adds up with my understanding of how ghosts operate.
Cool special.
Right.
Nothing. You were just saying that maybe we should get out of
Down the bar, there are
Oh.
some folks talking still about the dramatic train robbery and this mysterious warforged that apparently pulled off the heist.
So that's just all.
And she'll like link her arm with yours and be like, so why don't we clear out?
These guys are talking our business. Yeah, that's good. We could.
What business?
I heard he was 10 feet tall. I heard he had 4 arms. I heard he robbed the train single-handed. And House Orient is too embarrassed to tell the truth.
That was me.
What?
Yeah, I got my arms removed so they didn't know, and there you go.
It's not a very convincing brag.
It doesn't matter. He knows. He doesn't
That's
need
not
to
a very
prove-
convincing brag.
I don't need to prove myself to you.
No, you do. That's the consequence of your overindulgence.
You need to prove how awesome you are.
It was
I see what
How
you're
great
doing.
you are.
It was actually a new prototype power armor.
What does it accelerate?
Well, you can take credit for it too.
So here's the thing. I don't think you have to necessarily convince them or anything like that. Just, I think maybe you run your mouth a little bit more
Sure.
about like individual elements of the train about like, yeah, it was full of crabs, which wasn't like a publicized element,
Right.
but maybe it gets out there that like someone knew that the train car was full of crabs. Who could have known that?
Yep. Yeah, there were crabs there. My friend got punched by the, what's his name, sheriff officer boy.
Yeah, the sheriff officer boy.
Yeah, it was a mess.
She'll make a few more attempts to like drag him out.
I think,
then she's gonna roofie him.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that being someone who's in chronic pain, she probably has sleeping powers.
Several.
And she's just gonna like slip it into his drink at some point.
The crew accumulates 2 extra heat.
Right. She'll come dragging him back.
All right, one more. Get it, dragon?
Yeah. Yeah, she'll just come
Get in with that.
Yeah, she'll come like dragging his sleeping body back. Good news, we made the money. And just drop him on the floor.
Are we adding the 2 to the group stash then?
I assume so.
I doubled the one.
He can't
doubled the
stop
one,
us.
so yeah, 2 in the stash.
Alright, so the stash is at 4 then. The group stash. Which the group stash is a confusing name because it's not a stash yet. We haven't stashed it. It's just a.
It's stash.
Yeah, we did. We found
It's
that.
stash.
Yeah,
The stash is 2 to 1, isn't it?
No, that's pulling it out.
That's pulling it out.
Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah, I guess it is group stash. Then. Okay.
Yeah. Pulling it out means withdrawing from your stash. I don't know if we knew this.
I didn't.
I don't know if we said that out loud.
Well, wait, so I actually missed the stash mechanics in general, I guess.
yeah.
We're saying to withdraw is...
Yeah, that's a little weird. That's not
Is
what
what now?
that's not what I thought we were doing with this. Where half of it vanishes when we take it out.
Wait, what?
So-
I guess this is a pool rather than a stash, but
Yeah.
they have
That was
different
the idea,
mechanics.
at least. Yeah.
So the idea of the stash is less like, here is the coin and now the coin is here. The coin is more like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to invest it in the group in some way. And part of that is
Okay.
still having a certain amount of it liquidated, but another considerable part of it is like, it is in the bank or it is in a particular, like someone is holding it where they operate as like a pseudo bank where I don't have immediate access to it, that kind of thing.
But we haven't really done that yet because it's literally just behind a floorboard or something at the moment, right?
That is fair, yes, that is true.
There's a little goblin inside that says yes.
But once it gets to a larger amount, we'll probably want to move it somewhere safer that is somewhere more like
Yes,
that.
and until then, I think it's fine to say that actually if you want one from your stash, you can just have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I
there a
think that's
limit
fair
we
to
should say we need to start
I
finding
think-
a new place?
I think that you can't reasonably have more than 4 here and think that it's safe,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
even with the illusion spells.
We are at our limit. We need to find a place to bank.
Thanks, Ark.
Yeah. That wasn't Ark, that was me.
Farran, what are you doing?
So, are we supposed to not say what we're doing with regard to the white elephant gift?
You can like generalize, but don't say what it is.
Yeah, just don't tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Are there excess decorations? Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't just wrap one of those.
Oh
Got you
no.
a wreath.
Oh no. I'm
The
doing.
legends on the door.
I'm
Remember that girl that like steals stuff from her like roommates, and they're like, "I've been looking for this all year, and now you found it," and that's what her Christmas gifts are.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was on MTV or something like that. It was on Twitter.
That was a real thing?
Yeah,
It
no,
was
this
a real
is
girl?
real.
A real
I wish someone else aside from me had known about it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, Farran, what are you doing? Yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
So I may take some of that off, as well as perhaps like going over some of the notes from my training. I'm trying to multitask a little bit. Obviously, I
that's
can't do
reasonable.
anything real until but I may be preparing some things for my next level while also trying to do something that might amuse people.
Okay. Doing some prep stuff. Ark, why don't we say maybe like a week later you've completed your project.
Cool.
So at a time where everyone is sort of
Gathered?
gathered back in.
Cool. Alright. Got props.
Oh, yes. Then?
No. Oh.
Oh god.
Ooh. Oh.
So how's this work?
Right, well, let me pass them all out. This one's yours. This is
Oh,
an
thank
extra one
you.
still, just in case we need it. We don't really have it yet, but here you go.
So what is it that Ark's giving everyone?
Ark is giving everyone a little stone with a bunch of etchings on it.
Are they like
Oh.
they're personalized?
They are
Oh my
personalized.
God.
Ark
that's
totally
super
took the
cool.
time to like etch things into them.
Oh.
And Ark was like, and then you should see Ark's.
Oh my god. Okay, no.
So-
Lynn is fucking touched by this. Like this is the sweetest thing.
So,
Baby doll, this is so much better than a white elephant.
well, these are group sending stones. It's a invention of my own. Normally, a sending stone, you can just send a message to a stone. These, though, every time you use one, you can use it once per day. It needs to recharge its magical energies inside once you've used it for the whole day. After you use it, you can send a message to everyone in the group. Everyone in the group that has one of these stones will hear that message. And each one of us can send one message per day.
Can we choose to send the message to just one person?
Mm,
Ah,
Group
all or
only.
nothing. Okay.
group only. It's a little bit trickier to hook
How does it
something
work?
like that up.
Do I like talk into it? Is there a button?
So you just kind of hold it, think really hard about what it is you want to say, and then it'll activate, send that to everyone, and then everyone gets a chance to reply. Well, that's a good question then. So the sending spell
Yes.
normally allows a reply, but there's
Yeah.
everyone in the group. Does everyone in the group get a reply per sending, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone is
That's
allowed.
easier.
Yeah.
That's
Everyone's
neat.
allowed to reply one message, and it's a short message, only about 20.
I'm gonna say you have to walkie-talkie say it into the stone.
Yeah.
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 And it helps
That's
if
way
you
better
hold it
for
up to your
sneaking
face
around type
and talk to
Oh,
the
we're
stone.
not gonna do this.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's dead.
And you want to hold it close so the message comes loud and clear through.
There's no way this hunk of junk works.
And then everyone,
He says
That's
that.
not where the Talker Junk works.
and everyone can reply.
Oh,
totally
but it
works.
uses the Dark Souls voice for whoever said it.
No.
Hello.
It's all it says hello.
There's no way.
Actually,
No.
yeah, no messages come through, just those words. Hello.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, this is the thing I've been working on, and this should be really helpful, hopefully, in a future heist and whatever it is we're doing. And there's one other little exception, which is if you happen to be in another plane of existence,
Another what?
What?
it might arcane gobbledygook. Just if you happen to be not really on this world anymore, it might fail. But
Like in the
Like-
air.
Forever or for that use of it?
this is starting to get into like theory and stuff. So
Well, baby doll, these are legitimately incredible. Good work.
That's fantastic.
you did
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't like to rely on things like this, but I can at least respect the artistry that's been put into it.
You caught my good side.
mm.
Let me see, pretty boy.
It was right after.
Yeah.
Bad side.
Wow.
You couldn't have made me smile then?
Oh.
I'm smiling.
It's just what everyone's likeness is, what you
What am I
normally
gonna-
like.
Maddie,
Good
where would you get a reference for that?
Yes! Oh, you have to show that to the camera. That's
Yeah, here.
perfect.
Well, hand them all to Brendan.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god,
very
that was
good,
so
though.
Here's
good.
my cool hat.
Bravo! No, that's actually really awesome.
I actually looked up how to put them on real stones. I'm like, too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Too much.
that
Oh,
would-
man.
No.
that would have been
That
the
would be
best,
so cool.
like,
I
Solstice gift ever.
could in the future, but that's it's actually not terribly hard. But
That's X.
I like the idea
Tell
of having
'cause
like
we're
a.
glasses.
I like the idea of having a memento from the session, and that would have been
Yeah.
a really good one.
Yeah.
That's Ries. You can tell because there's a playing card and a pointy ear. And then
Is only one of the ears pointy?
there's
Well, you're going to see one because there's all this
think-
hair.
Yeah, that's over.
I think everyone has an ear hidden by their hair,
Oh.
which is kind of funny that it worked out like that.
Maddie.
She's
You
mad.
can- you can-
She's Maddie.
I love Mads. And there's Lynn. That's her, if that's her real name.
And the backgrounds kind
Probably
of
isn't.
backgrounds have something to do with every character.
And that's
Oh.
Ark.
Yeah.
Good.
Ark is just a blank slate.
Here, pass them around. Oh. Cool. Well done. Do you have inspiration now?
I don't.
We'll take it.
Excellent.
I think I got these right.
Yeah.
I actually gave my inspiration to Maddie's role that one session.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
Are there any
Yes.
characters associated with the Solstice? Who would be
Like a
called-
solstice
No.
clause?
No?
So there are a lot of
Hmm.
more religious holidays. In particular, the Church of the Silver Flame has tons of them.
I don't
Wait.
think I like that very much.
No, Winter Solstice is a extremely secular holiday as far as EBERRON is concerned. It's just
There's not even like a. Is there like a traditional dress? Like is there a visual?
Is there
Is
a
there a
Santa Claus?
visual? That's a very good question. I think maybe the snowflake is maybe like the primary like icon for it. Put the solstice music back on.
The EBERRON version of Santa Claus. It's Santa Dawes.
Yeah.
Dolls.
Okay.
No, no, that's not what it is.
It's a tiefling that breaks into people's houses and leaves cookies.
Actually, maybe it should be
Okay.
Ranta Dawes, because then it's one letter off.
It's Lampus.
Just steals everyone's lamps. Happy solstice, everyone!
I'll take these. Maddie, you were about to say something.
Yeah, Maddie actually wants to visit Mam's soup kitchen.
Okay. The soup kitchen is it's a little bleaker than you're used to seeing it. Seems like there's a larger crowd, maybe because of the weather or something like that. But it seems like they're in need of more hands. It seems like they've got fewer goods to go around, and Mam is doing her best to sort of keep things under control. But you can tell she's pretty stressed, and You take a seat, and after a while, she manages to get.
Actually,
go ahead.
interrupt that. If it looks like that, Maddie would actually help out if she's not prevented from doing so.
No, absolutely. Man
Yeah.
is more than happy to have any number of folks that are willing to help out. You ladle as much gruel and soup as you can, and finally, after maybe like an hour and a half or something like that, the current crowd is fed, and a certain number of the dishes are washed, and Bam finally, for the first time in hours, sits down. Thank you.
No problem.
It's a little tight around here this time of year.
And actually, no. This is Maddie's first year here, so she wouldn't know if that was normal. No. Yeah, I guess I'd figure that.
Yeah. Sharn's it's better than a lot of places, but it's still a kind of place where, well, we're down here and other folks are up there.
Yeah. Don't suppose you got time for a story?
Well, busy.
Yeah. She doesn't sound happy about being busy, but she agrees with the statement.
Ma'am thinks for a moment and then looks at you and smirks a little. Earl Tane got a lot of money. People know he's got a lot of money. But he likes to remind them all the same. You seen the fountain? That's his doing.
That crazy one spewing gold everywhere?
Yep.
The one they won't let anyone get near that's spewing gold everywhere, I should point out.
Well, they'll let you toss some more in if that's what you're into. Why someone would want to do that is beyond me. You know, they used to fund stuff down here. Used to, support projects, give stuff to people in need, particularly around this time of year. It's been a little dry lately. It's been feeling like they've sort of already got the reputation of helping people out.
By tossing a bunch of coins into a fountain already spewing them.
People already think, well, the Tanes do a lot of good stuff. Saves them the trouble of having to actually do the good stuff.
I think that's something I might be able to work with.
How are you going to approach this? This is
We're
interesting.
going to
Yeah.
need 3 ghosts.
Ark will be one of them.
Oh, actually, no, 4 because we have to have the
Oh,
extra
yeah.
ghost to explain everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, we only know 1. We have the coins. You can just throw the ghost summoning coins is what I'm talking about.
Into
Just
the
throw
fountain?
those at the guy.
Oh my god.
So,
I,
yeah, this is usually kind of a solo effort, but if Maddie thinks, I'll leave it to your discretion. There's a lot of room to work with this.
Ark is a ghost. Ark
This
is a ghost
is
would be
clearly not the kind of target that Ma'am usually sends you after.
Yeah.
Ark wouldn't be good. He'd just be like, "You're bad, and you should feel bad because you did bad things." Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way A Christmas Carol goes.
I mean, Ark would literally say just those words.
No,
Probably.
it's true
That's
though.
pretty much Christmas
Yeah.
Carol.
I think there's a little bit more in between.
Yeah, Maddie looks perplexed and thinks for a moment herself, and I'm gonna kind of think out loud. We're allowed to talk about stuff.
Oh,
being
yeah.
established,
Totally,
So here's the thing. She definitely thinks she could use some help on this one because she doesn't want to, carve the guy up for this.
But you also don't want to give away, I assume, your identity.
You're right. So well, she's not gonna. She's already ruled out appearing as her alter ego for this. It doesn't seem to serve a useful purpose. So that's not an issue. But the trick is trying to find a way to convince everyone else to go along with an altruistic
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, it's to help people and sort of. Lynn's literally
1 out
currently.
of 5 is.
Yeah,
Also,
no, but
Earl
Lynn is-
Tane has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, yeah, this could be a good score. We steal money and give it to the poor. And us, we're poor.
And you.
Yeah.
We're poor.
You're very
So
poor.
no. See what it is? We steal money, give it to the poor, but we also give ourselves money.
Yeah, well, we get a cut for expenses.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what she just said.
So
Maddie nods after a bit. This might take a little longer than normal, and I don't think I'll need the help, if you know what I mean.
I'll keep it here just in case.
It might come to that, but maybe he's got a little more sense than most.
Maybe. Happy Solstice, Mads.
Happy Solstice, ma'am. Maddie gets up and heads up
All right.
to the hideout.
What? All right. Well, Ries, I think you finally wake up.
It's been 2 weeks.
I think you wake up
Oh, what did you do?
Happy New Year!
Actually, you wake up to the sound of clanging metal. Arcus hitting metal.
Knock
right
that
now.
off!
What?
Oh wait, I have
My
that.
brain.
The sound of clanging metal?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent.
So,
He spent a lot of time on his
is
fully
it just Andre at the bonfire?
At a very incredible high speed.
It is almost like a forge. I mean, I guess we don't have a full-on forge here, but Arc is like beating metal into shape.
To go further beyond.
The attitude for games.
Hanging out next to your work area, and she would be like, "By the way, baby doll, I was thinking, I don't want to overload you, but I'm bleeding." I mean, I literally am, but also like,
Lynn
like
literally.
it's probably not unusual for like, oh, there's a laceration just broke open on my body.
Like,
Lynn just sort of hands over a bandage immediately. And it's
Like,
just
if you were to take
He's so
inventory-
used to this at this point.
if you were able to, if you took inventory of like the top 10 things wrong with Ix right now,
Yeah.
the laceration would not be
Yeah.
on the top 10.
Yeah, she's like, thanks, love.
If there was a game, Arc would just be like, well, I could burn it.
She'd be like, I got plenty of that, thanks. No, I was just gonna say those stones you made were really impressive. I don't want to overload you, but the more we're running into, more we start having to deal with the paranormal and ghosts and monsters and whatnot. She'll sort of unshoulder her crossbow and be like, I don't know, do you think maybe you could give this a little extra kick?
Possibly. I was looking at the. I wrote down the designs for those wands we ran into.
Yeah.
The ones that we used. I was gonna try and figure out something I could maybe do with that. Maybe some experiments with that. Could go into that crossbow possibly. But I need to get some results first before I can do anything.
Like, yeah, well, you let me know, but I wouldn't mind being able to shoot a ghost.
Yeah.
No offense.
Untaken.
Right. Yeah, and part of the ghost dials, those things we still have, they may help as well. The
Yeah.
design is made to trap ghosts, so they clearly have a way to affect ghosts.
Well, it doesn't have to be ghosts. We might fight, I don't know, demons or planar entities or whatever.
Right.
What are entities?
I hope we don't go between planes. And my stones are useless.
Anyway, I'm
Like
just saying,
planar, it means more ordinary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
a little
That's weird.
arcane touch wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah, I could maybe try and work something out, figure it out. Experiment a bit, but yeah, maybe I'll take a look.
She'll like pat you on the back, like thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And if you look, like Eric's like working on like they look kind of like metal letters maybe, but you can't really tell.
Reese will get up from the noise. And
Good
just
morning.
say, this is insufferable. This headache and that noise.
What?
What's going on?
Clang,
Stop!
clang. What?
I'm getting out of here. He walks out and like goes downstairs and then sees a bunch of sacks of
Boy,
stuff.
Reese!
I think by now, like, it's even more like there's like a hand grinder and some rugs
roaster.
and stuff like that, and like a.
I bet it smells good.
It smells great. Lewin is like flitting back and forth trying to put things together. And there's someone else here, as a matter of fact. They don't seem to be helping or anything like that. They're just sort of sitting in one of the chairs. It looks like maybe he's gotten some secondhand chairs or something like that. They're not nice, but they're less destroyed than the ones that used to be in here.
And the ones Arc destroyed.
Whoever it is that's sitting there is in like a set of like plate armor or something like that.
It's not a ghost, is it?
They're not, no. It's like a person. But they are like
Wow, rude.
asleep or something. It seems like they're just completely out.
What's going on here now?
Oh,
Well,
you know, just cleaning things up, just getting ready for the grand opening.
Of?
Sign of the Silver, or the sign of the, I keep saying Silver Raven. That's a much better name, unfortunately. maybe I'll go with that. It seems to roll off the tongue a little better. Sign of the Raven Skull, a premier coffee shop down here in the depths.
Can I have a taste of what you're whipping up?
Oh, my goodness. You are going to be delighted.
He'll take a seat at the bar.
Steve.
Raven Skull Brews might go a little better.
Cream, sugar?
No one yes.
Sorry. No skin, so. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
What does he think? How does it taste?
It tastes great.
Tastes great?
Yeah, absolutely. It's dark. It's got like a little bit of cocoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's pretty good.
All right.
You know what? I give you a pretty good, which is good
I'll
coming from me.
take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
good.
I'll tell you, the other help isn't much good for taste tests.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh God.
I know.
It's not.
It
I know
is.
it is.
Oh, of
I know
course.
exactly who it is.
Of course.
Oh God.
Yeah, Lynn, you come downstairs and find a dead body in one of the chairs.
Why did you hire him?
Oh no, he doesn't work here.
Okay.
He's just hanging out.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Everywhere he goes, he's
doesn't-
only hanging out.
So
He can only hang out.
Yeah, you should try this coffee. It's pretty good.
what is coffee like a thing in this world?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, like we don't.
He didn't invent coffee.
it's something that we've
That's
had. Like
Assassin's Creed did that.
Yeah.
Lynn could absolutely go for some coffee.
He is more than happy to give you a sample.
This is really good.
Right.
So a mechanics question: if I wanted to do stash/investment for that thing, could investing in the coffee shop be that a safe place for? Okay, that's literally.
I was setting up the mechanic.
Okay, I'm glad. I was
Yes.
like Lynn was looking exactly for this mechanic. So Lynn's sort of going to talk to him a little bit and.
The dead body.
No, the ghost.
Yes.
One.
Tell us a very good listener.
He is actually.
Yeah.
We've met before a few times actually. Why? Yes. He is a good listener though. I gotta give that. But goes after the ghost, who is a more active party to talk to of the two dead people that
I'm not dead. Just
Oh,
have a
God.
hangover.
But yeah, it looks like you've built up a really awesome thing. Are you looking for investors?
I'm 3 steps ahead of you, Lynette.
Aha.
I be on account
Stole
of,
your
on
money.
account of the floating.
Yeah.
You've already invested.
Ah.
Yeah, I think Lewin would absolutely be interested in that, and he will work out the details of how that works offline between sessions.
Perfect.
Cool.
Got a-
Yes.
I got a question. Have we actually ever seen Lynn magically heal someone?
No one
Not yet.
has, except for the people at her office.
Okay.
She does it from time to time in more pressing cases.
Then can we rewind 1 or 2 days to another day in the base?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Maddie will, and you're half orc. Ix is half orc, right?
Ix is a half orc.
Maddie will sit down next to you one day in the hideout, and in Orcish ask you, you ever had anyone try to properly heal that? She seems kind of nervous about how she's.
Does the half orc still know Orcish?
Yeah, she does. She'll sort of laugh and pick at her skin, be like, you know, a little bit here and there. Maddie, it's really bad. It's not something that. And she'll just kind of shake her head.
To be clear, I'm not talking still in Orcish. To be clear, I'm not talking about a few band-aids.
I'm not either. It's bad.
Looks a little frustrated. Well, can I try anyway?
You can waste your time if you want.
Alright. Is anyone else in the hideout at the moment?
I'm,
Couple days ago,
I'm,
Lynn's
I'm
usually
following
either at
around.
work
She would have
working
tried
out.
to wait for a time when there wasn't, but
There's
then
a
Okay.
very high chance
Yeah.
Ark could be there.
I'd
but
probably go out at like
we could
some
say
point.
you did it while Ark
Yeah.
was on his
I mean,
trip.
there's a whole abandoned rest of the building. You
Yeah.
could-
Ark was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
shopping
yeah.
for supplies, so I'll say Ark.
Alright, well fine, well anything. Well come this way then, won't be long.
So get up.
You're looking a little almost put off by the, I guess, disbelief of her patient, she will try casting Cure Wounds.
When you start to raise your hand, Ix like put her hand over it and be like, Midiver, what do you want?
Well, I mean, I just figured maybe no one's tried this before. I mean, they don't let most people get it, and I happen to have not much of it, but a little. I mean, I don't like to bandy it about. That's why I waited for most everyone else to be gone, but no harm in trying, right?
She'll be like, yeah, I mean, fine.
Well, she will try Cure Wounds, and she will also, following it up with a maximum lay on hands, which for her is not much, but...
So, as you apply the radiant energy, you can tell that there's something about these wounds that is resistant to the energy that you're putting forth. It's like there is just like a force field that is just not allowing that kind of stuff access. And as you apply more and more pressure, as you get more and more impatient with it, you can see that there's actually some sort of like weird, like purple heat coming off of the wounds themselves, sort of seeping around the little metal bits that hold Ix's flesh together.
What the hell is this purple shit?
I didn't get burned, Maddie. These aren't burns, okay? It's a lot more than that. Do you think I never even thought to get magic done to it?
Well, I didn't think you didn't think of it. It's just hard to get sometimes. Most people can't.
Well, it's gonna take a lot more than that.
Clearly. She seems pretty surprised that didn't do anything at all. It's like...
To be clear, like you, in game terms, you used up the spell slot you used.
Yeah,
for points.
I mean, she scratched them off.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to waste your time then.
It's fine.
Well, what is that purple shit? Kind of shakes her head and heads back, looking a little, well, dejected, frankly.
Ix will leave the hideout.
Where are you going, Ix?
She'll go out to the farm. She'll spend a little bit of time just like, you know, knocking snow off the shed. Just basically making sure that like it's prepped for winter as much as it can be. You know, like just making sure that it doesn't get worse, basically. And she'll do some work out there, but like now like the ground is frozen and shit, so it's like even more depressing than it was before.
Oh, god damn it.
But she'll spend the day out there instead of coming back.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm really glad Lynn doesn't know about this, so it's only me crying.
Okay. Do we have anything else that we want to do before Maddie maybe enlists some assistance?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Ix
That's
will
on-
eventually come back, just like snow all in her cape and stuff.
Good deal.
She'll just
And
drag
the
it
assistance is
out
on a different day, right? Like 1 or 2 days later?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Well, Ark will start looking into the ghost discs and the crossbow thing and other stuff as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll start looking into everything that we've had found with the ghost dealings, including my notes on the wands and the ghost discs and that stuff.
There's actually one more thing Maddie would have checked on. Because Jail said she was going to wait a few days for the other thing.
Yes,
It's been
good point,
considerably
good point.
more than that, I think.
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit there. So I think, as a matter of fact, when you speak to Jail, she reports that, well, someone a couple of days later, apparently considerably less capable than Miss Gwen, tried to run the same kind of scam and were stopped in their tracks by the King's Wands. So it seems like whatever's going on is done.
Well, it's sort of done. I mean, he keeps sending people, apparently.
Well, I feel like maybe he blew his A squad in the initial... I'm sorry.
I'm so glad you said A squad.
The A team.
No, just
Bill, get out of my office.
Okay. Dive out a window.
It sounds like maybe he put his best foot forward. I'll let you know if the situation changes. But I'm good on my word. It's been a few days. There haven't been any more ghosts. So, job well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's this Inquisitor. His name's Holmes. You or your friend or whoever You meet him down at the. It's Holm.
Holmes home.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Oh.
Bill, quit hanging onto the ledge. Stomps on your fingers. Do without a few fewer specters around this office.
How does it go fall?
Very slowly.
The other fall.
Yeah. Oh boy. Find him at the Jack of Spades.
Alright.
The time doesn't matter. He'll be there.
Let my friend know.
Listen, he's gonna seem not happy to see you, but he's good for it. Trust me.
Well, thank you. I think that'll be a big help.
Yeah.
Having another pair of eyes in this group, and having someone who owes me a little bit.
You having any better luck, socializing, I guess?
I got an idea that might help.
Well, good luck. Again, stay out of trouble.
I'll try to, but on that note, I've been having trouble with one thing related to socializing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think even one of them's any good with a blade. And I can't exactly find training partners very easy without finding one who'd try to gut me for the reward money. Don't suppose you know anyone who could help with that one?
Well, that's tricky. I mean, I'd be happy to do it myself, but
You're too busy. You're half worn out most days as it is.
a little bit. I'll tell you what, talk to me after Solstice is all done, and I'll see if I get you something.
Will do. And thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Skills are going to pot around these folk. Take care.
Arc's not bad with a quarterstaff. +5 to hit.
Bill!
I like scrambled back up the wall.
Alright.
I imagine you're just like the Bloodborne version of Patches, where it's just like Bill's face on a giant spider.
Reappearing.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I wanted to offer.
Uh-huh.
What's the ghost name?
Lewin.
Lewin.
Yep.
My carpentry services.
Oh.
If you want some better chairs, he wants to practice that, particularly if we're going to be dealing
We
with
have like
drawers.
three
So
characters who can
side
do
note,
that
side
stuff.
That's not a real skill you have. We just made it up.
But he's going to practice it.
Okay.
I mean,
I just wanted to point out
Reese has
that
fallen
was,
for
maybe
his
he's
own
always
lie.
wanted to be a carpenter.
I roll my deception against my own insight. I believe that I'm a carpenter.
I also believe in you. All of us believe in you.
Oh my god.
That actually. Keep going.
No, please.
That cover
Well,
just got
I was
something.
actually curious as to what skills would be needed to do like minor carpentering.
Tinker Tools, I think, is...
Tinker's tools, or there are actually carpentry
Oh.
tools, like woodcrafting
Are there?
tools. Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
there are. There's
Okay.
woodworker.
Oh.
It's either woodworkers
Will,
or carpentry.
will we have anything like that around just because of all the furniture that we've been breaking?
Fornicating.
Well, I mean, you've seen Maddie using Tinker's tools to fix
Yeah.
a few things here.
Yeah,
and
I
there.
think you'd need to, there's some stuff sitting around,
Yeah.
but a lot of it is old, and most of it is there because it was broken, so they threw it on the ground and they didn't pick it up.
It's a very minor amount of carpentry.
Yeah, they're actually carpentry and woodworking, too, and
Yeah.
wood carving, I should
I
say.
think it's absolutely reasonable to think that out of whatever shopping you guys are doing out of the month of
Yeah.
Solstice, someone can pick up a saw and a hammer,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. Lewin is absolutely delighted by the idea of bringing on a carpenter. He's eager to see what you're doing.
Same.
What kind of a skill check do we think we need for
Either sleight of hand, maybe,
Well-
for working the wood.
Well,
nailing
no, I mean,
things
there's a
in.
tool set for it.
Yeah.
If you
Roll
don't
the
have the
tool
tool set for it, you just roll this.
No. So the way tools work in the game, believe me, I look this up as an artisan.
Oh no, you're right. I do remember this.
I
No,
look this
you
up.
please.
So the way they work is you can pick which skill you want to use. You have to kind of explain
Pick
why
which
you're
stat
using.
you're going to use, not skill.
It is skill. It's one of the skills.
Okay, go on.
I looked it up.
I don't believe you, but go on.
These are the rules.
Okay, go on.
You pick which skill it is you want to use. You have to explain why you're using that skill for that. And if you have the tools for it, then you gain your proficiency bonus to it. If you don't have the tools for it, you don't gain the proficiency bonus towards it. I believe.
Yes. It says on each of the things, proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to do the thing that that kit lets you do.
Right.
And
but
it's any.
But it's an ability check,
Ability
not a
So-
skill
so-
check.
They also leave it open in. Oh, so it's an ability check.
Yes.
That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to
So
tell you.
you don't actually apply a skill to
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
but you apply your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
have,
the skills. But
do you
And-
have the proficiency for carpenter tools?
How hard are they to obtain? Because he's been doing the studying in a book specifically for like knowing what's going on.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Is
If
Well,
that-
we just passed a
They're
week.
8
You can go
gold.
back a couple days and buy a kit.
Well, there is a
They're
downtime.
gold, they're cheap.
There is a downtime activity for picking up tool proficiency specifically too.
That's
so
true. That's true.
It is something that can happen.
But he's.
Ooh.
I think he's been indirectly doing that by reading the
yeah.
entire time.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that
Maybe
yeah,
I have
we-
them, but I suck at using them or something. I don't know.
I think we'll find out. Make a roll.
Okay. What do I roll?
I mean, plenty of the folks around here. So it's just an ability check. So all you're doing is rolling a d20 and adding your proficiency bonus to it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is without proficiency or with?
If you does he have the proficiency?
Do you have the tools? If you have the tools, you get your proficiency bonus. If you don't have the tools, you don't. So you could say maybe a couple days ago you picked up the tools for it, or maybe
Let's say I don't have them.
because we passed a
No,
week.
no, no, no.
No. Natural
Oh.
20.
Well, that's one way to settle it for this time, I guess.
Yes.
But he just builds a chair.
I'm just like,
Describe for us your carpentry blow. Oh,
the entire room is now a fence.
it's beautiful.
It's too high. You can't even get over it.
It's not what I wanted, but it's beautiful.
really good.
Well, we can set up a petting zoo, I guess. Let's
For
let's
the coffee?
collaborate a little bit. No.
Oh, for the patrons.
Yeah, so you
To
can
pet
pet
the coffee.
Yes, you can feed the patrons when they
Oh,
come
sorry.
in.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah,
Nice.
25 cents. You get a little like paper cup of coffee beans, and you just feed it to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
Those
like
animals are going to be
revolutionary.
I like
24/7.
this.
Yeah, they are.
Sure, just let me know what you have in mind.
Yeah, let's collab a little bit more on like design ideas before just jumping in. It still looks very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lewin just sort of like
He walks away all
like
proud.
he clearly wants to do something with it, but he's not sure what.
And in the background, Ix is sitting with the dead body, and she's like holding her flask, and she's like, I don't know, it just feels like I just have to work so hard just to keep everything at its already really low level. I don't. It's like nothing gets better, and she like takes a drink, like lays it on his lap. And she's like, nothing gets
So,
better.
Oh my God,
Everything
this
in my
is
life.
So
is just-
worth
Oh
pointing
my
out,
god.
Tella is not always there, and he's not always in the same seat.
Do we ever see how he ends up there?
No.
Never. Absolutely.
This is
not.
going to really start bothering Len.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine that there's at least one time where you're like, you know what? I don't have anything to do this afternoon.
I'm just
I'm
going
just
to
gonna
wait.
wait.
Oh my god, there's a stakeout and like Ark
Oh my
comes up
gosh.
to her and says, "What are you doing?" She like looks away for like a minute or two. To
I'm
talk
trying to see
Ark.
what
Yeah.
happens
Ark's
to
like,
this
what?
guy. The dead
What guy? What are you talking about? And then he's there.
What?
So is Lynn the only one who actually knows this guy is actually dead?
Reese doesn't know.
Yeah.
This is the officer.
Oh my
or whatever?
god.
Yeah. Okay.
We all
This
met
doesn't
him,
even
but I
matter.
think Lynn was the only one who actually found out that he's actually a corpse.
I think that's true, yes.
Oh my god, this is even so much better. I
Oh,
love it
man.
so much.
Ix will take her flask back and be like, anyway, thanks for listening. She'll go upstairs.
Yeah, Maddie walks in, kind of sees the guy in plate mail again. He's like, "Oh, we got a regular already." Walks upstairs. If she even thought to touch her holy symbol, she would immediately maybe know something was wrong, but it doesn't even occur to her.
I don't think he's undead. I think he's a corpse.
I don't know. He keeps moving.
No, he's. Oh my god. Lynn is just gonna lose. Like, she never tells anyone.
Of course not. Why
Like-
would you bother to
Why?
state the obvious?
I
Of
hope.
course he's dead. Look at him.
I hope that
Why
one
is-
of, one of the secret stashes you found is just like a picture and a series of pictures and strings connected to them, and you're like trying to piece together what this thing is and what
What's
the great
going on
conspiracy
with
is.
this?
There's one string that just goes to like coffee? Question mark, question mark.
Is it the beans?
Is it
Is it the
The
beans? It's just like written on the wall. Just is it the beans?
Is it?
Oh no. Well, Lynn's insane.
Did you want to try to take advantage of the observation training?
Yeah, Maddie will,
Okay.
of course, fill you in on the details. Pretty much exactly how she was told them. You know, Inquisitor Holmes at the Jack of Spades. He'll probably be there pretty much any time. He might not be too personable, was the implication that was given, but he'll help you out.
Well, I'm not terribly personable either.
It works out.
I can't wait for the fireworks to fly.
What is Farran wearing when he leaves to go on this
Idiot.
thing?
Oh, probably just casual clothes for those.
Does his casual clothes still look ninja-y,
He's
or?
casual ninja
No, he's wearing like a hoodie. No, I'm
It's got
serious.
not a ninja written on the back.
that Nirvana shirt with the X eyes.
Farran would of course have a shirt that just says bad.
Yes. Oh my god.
And on the back says real bad.
Well,
But it's written in Elvish, so.
Well, assuming that he's not leaving dressed like a, well, an obvious ninja, she won't say anything as he leaves.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Are you headed to the Jack of Spades?
Yeah.
Future BFFs.
Cool. So the Jack of Spades is a bar on the north edge side of town, which is sort of a suburban kind of area. You have to take like some sort of a. You have to either like charter a like flying
Dirigible?
a dirigible or a Pegasus or a Griffin or something like that. There are plenty of witches that just have like an extra large broom. They're like, yeah,
Hop on.
where do you want to go?
Those
No,
brooms.
first they start the meter. Oh my gosh. Squeaky El Lobo just subscribed. Squeaky El Lobo is subscribed for 6 months in a row. Hi Fox and group and chat. Hi Squeaky.
Hi, Squeaky.
Right, you've joined us just as Farran stands on a broom instead of sitting down like a regular person. He gets flown to the suburbs where he
just
arrives.
like
Yeah. Dude, just Strider on the whale.
He will never leave.
I was just imagining him in T-pose the entire time. The animation hasn't loaded. Just
Don't fall under the world.
Just making like Gary's Mod banging noises.
Farran Freeman. The bar is pretty nice. It's the sort of place that's very clearly built to take advantage of the suburban kind of neighborhood. It's the sort of place that serves beers and ales during the day and then serves up dinners to families in the evening. And you arrive sort of a little bit past midday, a little bit past lunch, and it's mostly clear as the lunch crew is sort of filtered out. But there's a older gentleman wearing a large trench coat sitting up at the bar and smoking a cigarette.
Suppose I'll approach the bar and like sit down beside him, essentially trying to like make note if he's making note of my potentially being somewhat out of place.
He gives you not the slightest look. He doesn't seem to pay any attention to anything that's not the glass of whiskey in front of him.
In that case, Mr. Holmes? Is
Holm.
that- yeah, like, are you Mr. Holmes?
Hmm.
I guess I'm trying to think of what to even, like, did he just actually just go,
Attack roll.
like, well, I suppose that's a response.
He makes no response.
All right, I suppose that's not. I've had a problem that's been escalating of late, and believe that for the safety of those around me, I may need to be even more aware of it.
I'm a cop kid, not a priest.
All right.
do you know a priest?
Get out of my office.
Well, then I suppose you may already be informed of the situation.
He makes no response.
Try name dropping jail.
I assume you heard about this from jail?
He looks at you and then looks back to his drink.
What do I need to do in order to...
Talking maybe like 90% less than what you're doing now might be a good idea. You want to learn to be better at seeing things and hearing things. Not running your own mouth is a good first step. Why don't you just pipe down? Have a drink. Just keep quiet. Look around.
Should I actually make a...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll look around. There's a character sheet under here somewhere.
It's hidden.
Are you making a look around check?
I was making perception.
Perception, what'd you get?
16.
So there's not a whole lot of other people here. There's basically like folks that have just gotten off of lunch shifts themselves. A lot of them are just idle chatter, neighborhood folks. There is one booth in the back though that you'd thought maybe like, okay, this is like the owner or something like that having a meal now that the lunch shift is over. But now that you actually like pay attention, you can see that there's very clearly like a couple of people back there that are having a chat that they are very much keeping to themselves. And now that you note this, you note that Holmes, whatever it is that he's doing, is doing a very good job of listening in to whatever is going on in that back corner. That said, he remains silent for about another 40 minutes before finally putting his cigar out in the ashtray and getting up and leaving the bar without any further word to you.
Can I get up and follow?
Absolutely,
Yeah. I'll get up and follow him.
You find him outside lighting another cigar, apparently. These folks, they live here. It's a nice part of town. Figure they can keep their dirty deeds hidden in plain sight, you see. Just gotta know where to look. Gotta know where to pay attention. Same time, next week.
I'll just nod.
Like mid-nod, he's already turned and started marching down the street.
Okay.
So I think you succeed at your skill check portion of your feat training, so you get 2 points.
Yeah.
Although if you wanted to spend a coin to try and spend more time sort of on the job, utilizing the sorts of things that you've done, sort of going to other bars and seeing if there's...
Does that get you 1 more point?
It gives you an additional point for this session.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing anything else exciting with my coin. I may want to go ahead and coin up.
Cool.
Just because, like, I always get at least 1 point. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, because next
You can,
that
you
guarantees.
can purchase another point, and then you can skill test into another point.
All right, so that'll put me at 3 points, which means next week I will hopefully be guaranteed.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
downtime.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's time for Maddie to tell everyone about
Do
the
it.
job. All right, what was the fellow's name again? Sorry, it's been a little bit.
Earl Tane. Earl is his title.
Oh, okay. How high a title is a turtle?
Oh, the turtle.
He's the tallest turtle in the
The
land.
grandest of all turtles.
I mean, I know the title is in Earth
Yeah.
history.
How high up is this title in
In,
Sharn?
in terms of Sharn, it is the highest degree of noble that you can have.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
There are.
It sounds heady.
Let's just leave one of those ghost tokens everywhere
Yeah.
and leave.
They'll work it out.
It's the Solstice spirit. I'm sure they'll just.
Actually,
know
that's a
what
fair
to do.
question. How many of those ghost tokens would you say we have the functional kind?
You have 7 intact ones.
All right.
Oh, I'm
7.
so sad we don't have more. It's so good.
I'm sorry I fell on 12 of them.
I'm not.
Ark's not either. That was fun.
Yeah, no.
Ark doesn't feel regret.
Yeah.
Arm sword.
Ix will just be just
Very
dragging herself
good.
back in from the farm.
Thank you.
You know, you're sitting everyone down. She just like comes in and just like sheds her cloak and her crossbow and just
Falls down face
Flung
first.
to the floor.
Basically just walks over and like sits down in the chair, but like looks at you like completely nonplussed about it.
Well, we got a job of sorts. If you're interested,
What's the job?
What's that?
fella, Earl Tane needs to be taken down a notch
Earl
in
Tane?
terms of his wealth.
You have
Have
all
we all-
heard. You have all
Yeah,
heard.
Isn't that money fountain guy?
He's a really high notch.
That's,
that's difficult to reach.
Big
notch.
target, lots of places. We can probably find one that's our size.
What's the plan?
Yeah,
What's the goal?
Well, yeah, what do we have to?
Well, let's hold on, backtrack. So an Earl's pretty high up. Is Maddie's assumption that he probably owns multiple places in town a reasonable one? Okay, and probably one of them would be less guarded, I would assume. Maybe?
Maybe.
But the less guarded ones are probably less important to him.
Well, sure.
I will say that most of anywhere that is qualified as a manor is probably like red text, like this is very high level right now. That said, he has put a good portion of wealth in plain view.
Yes.
So here's a question: Do we want to take him down a notch? How about making him lose face?
Well,
Was that the goal?
no, take him down a notch in terms of his wallet specifically.
Oh.
I thought that Ark specifically was like, you want to cut his face off?
That sounds pretty brutal, I guess, but sure, I'm in. Why not?
Everyone's meeting but him.
I've always wanted an extra face around.
Isn't a small amount of his money, but still his money in a fountain in town square?
Why, yes, it is.
So we're stealing the fountain?
I love Carmen Sandiego, she says in character.
Yeah.
So a couple of questions about this fountain. Has it ever been established that the coins coming out of this damn thing are actually real, not just like illusion or something? I mean...
The implication is that they are real, yes.
The implication.
Yes. I mean, it's not the sort of thing that you can scientifically test for.
Alright,
or
so-
reasonable. But
We
it-
could stake it out, try and figure it out.
so part of the ostentation of it is that it would be super easy to make an illusory gold fountain.
Ah, that's fair.
House Tane is rich enough that they just do it.
Well, like you said, he's got a lot of his money hanging out in the open right now. So here's the terms. We take as much as we can take. Half of it's ours, half of it goes to our client.
Who's our client?
I'm not willing to say.
They aren't, or
I
you
don't-
aren't.
I don't like working for mysteries. This is a powerful enemy.
If we do the job right, we won't have an enemy. We're not planning on getting caught.
No one ever plans on getting caught, hon.
However, it
That is
is
a plan.
something.
I plan on getting caught sometimes.
Okay.
It is, however,
don't have a
a.
point.
Make sure you tell.
And then Ark was kicked out of the group.
Make sure you tell us when one of those times is coming up. Way
I'm having some really strong
Okay.
reservations about
I have
this
a,
endeavor.
I guess, like character knowledge question.
Yeah.
Would I know about his reputation for philanthropy?
Yes.
All right. Well, his most, publicly known display of wealth is something that would be difficult to conceal if it was taken. However, might it be possible to arrange a scenario in which he himself would publicly deny its theft? The Earl's known for his philanthropy.
She snorts at that, but doesn't
If-
say anything else.
Oh.
If there was some way to arrange it so that there was a public story out there that he had given all the gold in the fountain to a charitable cause.
I have
He
another.
donates it. He empties the fountain with his own guards handing the money out.
Well, I also have another idea going off that. What if this is a fountain that spews gold? What if we were to amp that up and make the gold spew everywhere? Everyone gets all the money. This is going too far for the guards to keep it under control.
How do we collect it for us and the client?
Well, we'll already have the source. I mean, we just take it while we're there. If we're gonna have to go and mess with the fountain in the first place, but
But then what's spewing everywhere?
gold, the rest of it. We can't take all of it. There's a lot of gold. And who knows where the source is even coming from? Like, does it recycle?
I love sauce.
Does it like bring it in from somewhere else, from a vault? I don't know. I mean,
Well, it's magic of somewhat kind, probably. Maybe you can figure it out if you get a closer look.
exactly. Well, love nothing more than to see what makes that thing tick. But that's just one idea. I mean, the other idea is we go ahead and make it seem like he emptied it himself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if there's
He
some
ordered
way.
it emptied and given away.
Yeah, some way to essentially float that, like, because we've in the past managed to get some stories into the paper. If there was some way to get it publicly known that he had donated the gold, then he might just, for, you know, I suppose like back to the original like idea of saving face, he may not be able to publicly claim that it was stolen, even if we stole it.
I like where that's going. I got the place in mind too, I think.
Problem with that is, I mean, he's gonna want whoever did that to him. For sure.
He's going to be mad at wherever the money goes. He's going to be.
If it was just
wanting
an explosion of
revenge.
coins and it went to
That's
everyone in the
also a
town.
problem.
If it
That's
went to
true.
everyone in the town, he's got no particular target to necessarily pin it on. He might still try and find out who did it, but it still gives him a bit of a way to.
No, you're right. We wouldn't
I'm
want to
liking this one better.
Yes, we wouldn't want to
Play it.
actually embitter him towards people who actually need the coins.
What if we convinced him that he should give it away? Is that at all an option?
I'm not very convincing sort unless it comes to fisticuffs.
Person like that probably has people trying to get him to give him money all the time.
What if the cause was personal?
I think the less time we spend with the Earl directly, the better. The whole point of this fountain is that it's already out in public. We don't want to dip too deep into this. At least I don't.
What were you saying?
What if we start a for charity carpentry business and convince him to invest, and then that money just goes where it will.
We just launder the money.
Brilliant!
And I can send him beautiful fences to show him the reaps of all the.
I love building things.
Mm-hmm.
You and me?
Yeah.
Build it all?
Yeah. All of it. You're
Wait till we get you to the
Stones.
farm.
what?
Wait till we get you to the farm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it so awesome. There's gonna be so much fence.
We're going to go back in time, leave
Gotta
Park
keep the
there,
wolves
time
out.
travel forward, and
I'll wolf the wolves. I mean, fence the wolves.
Both the wolves.
I'll wolf them.
Well, we may
That's
not have settled on an idea
My
yet,
logos.
but sounds
Always
like we're in on it.
those wolves.
Wolves and wolves.
I still want to
mean-
know who we're working for.
Are there any other prospects at the moment? I don't have any.
I mean,
Ever.
Ark, are you okay?
Look,
Well, so he asked if we're all okay with this plan. So Ark is going to be like, I don't know, any other prospects? I don't think there are at the moment, are there?
Look, how much are we trying to score off him here?
the more we score, the more we keep. Look, if you're that concerned about who it's for, and I don't know why you are this time, but
Lynn's known about the others. Like, she's known Colette. She
Yeah.
knew, this is the first surprise.
The reason this time is because she doesn't know.
no, when you mention, if you mention Colette, Maddie shakes her head a little. And who's above her?
God?
That's, yeah, I mean, actually, that's
Louis, get out of our office.
I assume there must be a king who owns all of these shields, wands,
There
shadows.
is definitely a king, yes.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Hey, Ark, what do you know about plumbing?
Plumbing.
Do we have plumbing?
What does Ark know about plumbing?
There's a fridge in the
gosh.
unit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's plumbing.
Ark is a general handy forge.
bot.
Handy forge, yes.
Yeah.
Ark is
Yeah.
a general handy forge.
I hear he has 4 hands.
Particularly skilled with tinker's tools, jeweler's tools, and smith's tools.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
But
Tinker's Tools.
Tinker's tools,
Taylor's
spy
tools.
soldier.
Spy.
Tinker's Tools, Taylor's Plumbing.
Actually, it is a very good movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Maddie kind of hesitates a little, and she says, well, "I'll tell you a little more if it'll help any."
I
Look,
suspect it isn't really plumbing. I suspect it's magical nature, whatever it is.
There are 3 different conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
sorry.
an
I
interruption.
kind of
No,
love
it's not your fault.
no. Well, now there are 0. Which one are we doing?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
I just
So Maddie will kind of hesitate a little and say, well, Farran mentioned his philanthropy. The problem is it's not very effective and it's taken away from ones that are. That's why we're hitting him in the wallet in the first place, to put a stop to that.
Put the money where it needs to go.
She nods.
your
Are
people
you doing that out of the
want in
goodness
on
of
this.
your heart?
She kind of seems to hesitate at Ix's question. Well, I mean, we are keeping half of it.
Who's the person who should be getting the money?
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of people and places
Well-
that need it.
This plan could work out with that still. Like, you can tell them to be there at the right time. They'll be able to gather it up.
I'd rather. It seems better if they're not involved directly. They ain't exactly skilled at this sort of thing. That's why
Not
we're
so much
here.
directly. You just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Personally, I'd much rather this not be the kind of thing that brings more heat back on us from that house.
Do you want to try and go through him?
something to make. If he's going to brag about philanthropy, have him be philanthropic. Oh, why can I not say the word?
But the problem, that's half the problem, though, is that he runs around bragging about
Philanthropy.
philanthropy. People give money to him. Through that damn fountain,
he's
everyone
pocketing
through
it.
and he pockets it or uses it to give to his friends who run charities. And she,
Like, are air quotes a thing in Shard? I
Yeah,
don't know.
they are.
Okay.
They are now.
Except
They-
they're this.
I
He
saw
was-
them
yeah,
before
yeah.
you did
Yeah,
that.
So just to be clear,
There's a printed newspaper.
Yes.
People know about quotation
just to
marks.
be clear, we're hitting this guy because he's rich, and whoever it is we're working for wants some of that.
He's
Two
taken from
things.
his own charity, it sounds like.
It's two different things. Yeah, he's got money, and that's a part of it. But part of it is this whole thing where he encourages people to give to him is keeping people from giving to things that actually help people. They're just giving to him and whatever stuff he has set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fountain
I'm in.
taking down the fountain in some way or disrupting that would be ideal because it would kind of hit at this whole idea.
Do the ghosts knock things around? Because I'm still back on these ghost coins, about the idea of just throwing ghost coins into the fountain.
They definitely have some degree of psychokinetic power.
Do you mention anything about the ghost coin
Yeah.
idea? Maddie?
Like, if we're tossing coins in the fountain, what about
You
those?
do realize most of the king's wand and some of the king's swords know we have some of those coins. If they show up broken at the scene, that's not going to be a hard picture to put together.
Well, on the other hand, they also know that someone out there manufactured those and made them and came back and tried to make more ghosts. Maybe this could also be pinned on
I think
Jorah.
we're doing entirely too much debating and not nearly enough scoring.
Yes.
Are we going to do a score?
And with the remainder of the time of this session, I don't know if we can.
I think we can.
Ooh.
What's the plan?
I like the coin idea.
Oh
Where's
boy.
that cheat sheet thing?
That's just it. You don't need to tell me like what the plan is.
Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone on
Just
board?
say that
we're,
you're
we're
doing
doing
it.
the
Yes.
thing.
All right.
Oh, we're definitely doing something.
Okay.
What do we want this to be? Assault, deception,
Are
stealth?
you attacking the fountain in some way?
So it sounds like we're gonna try. Sounds like we're gonna try and disorient or disrupt the fountain's mechanics.
Okay.
So that it instead gives it to everyone in the area.
Good deal.
So much so that the guards can't like stop people because there's just so much spewing out everywhere.
Okay. What time of day are you going to do this?
Is the fountain always in operation?
Absolutely.
I would think during a
They
high
don't like put it inside.
during
when
a
it's
high
done.
traffic hour.
I would say
We need to set it up in a low traffic time and then have it go off in high traffic. after.
Exactly. We
Okay.
need to have it somehow time delayed if we can, or figure
Or
out
remote trigger.
or on a trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's any way we can like stake out for like crowd demographics, I would like to do it when like people like I guess when poorer people would be there, if
The
that's even
poorest of-
possible.
Yeah, so I think the biggest
the court
crowds are
parade.
definitely going to be in the evening. And a
Yeah.
lot of that is more well-to-do folks, but because that's when those people are there, there's a lot more panhandlers and folks that are just looking for scraps, looking for leftovers, that kind of thing as well.
Maddie grins a little and says, I actually think I got an idea that might work.
What's that?
She looks at the pouch of tokens. I can ghost-proof you.
I am every kind of about this idea.
She hands you the pouch of 7. You're ghost-proof. You won't care about breaking these coins. You don't even have to put them on the ground. You can just break them in your hand. It won't matter.
Try not to
This is
scream
good.
all the way
We
to-
should be doing this with flashbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
So,
enough.
you guys have arrived at the fountain sort of in the wee hours of the morning. There's not nearly as much foot traffic. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. You've loaded up on coffee.
There's a lot of it. It's really good.
Yeah.
I got it to go.
guards.
Excess coffee cup that she's pouring.
There are guards, however, and it is clear that House Tane has hired good quality sentries for this kind of a gig. There are maybe 3 or 4 guards that are stationed at particular points, just like at compass headings around the fountain, which is completely circular. The fountain is not on right now. It's just sort of in a period of stasis. And there's maybe 2 or 3 guards that are sort of doing a slow patrol of the overall area.
So
Are
even
the
though
guards? Sorry.
it's off, are there like still a lot of coins in it?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely. It's
okay.
still full.
Are the
It's just
guards
not
all like
regularly.
the same? Like, are they outfitted the same? Are they like part of a company? Or
Yes,
are
they're clad in the colors of House Tane, which is sort of this purple and blood red kind of outfit.
they... Gotcha.
And these guards are not the wands, right? Are they just strictly?
No, they're not
wands?
city guards. These are professional hirelings.
They're like a garrison.
Do they look like
Mercenaries.
they're particularly melee classed, or they're wizard?
Yeah, these are almost entirely like medium armor folks.
Okay.
Most of them with long swords and bows.
Is the fountain all like surface level, or is there any sort of underground plumbing?
It's all surface level from what you can see here. However, there are sewers in the area that you're at.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've discovered, like if we're doing flashback things, one of the things
Of
we've
course.
discovered is it had to have its plumbing powered by something. So they're using the sewer and the flow through it from the actual pressurized
Yes.
lines
Mhm.
to pull power off of it for the fountain. So it
Right.
is hooked up to something.
It's actually
Yeah.
like
Connected to steam lines.
yes, exactly.
And that could be a good thing to overpower it.
Yeah.
Or fill the steam lines with ghosts, which is Lynn's idea. But I think that Arcs is a good one.
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I would love to get the sewers in.
Yeah.
I wonder if the sewers are equally guarded though.
So the main manhole cover in this particular area is unfortunately out in the open. It's not in the direct sight lines of any of the ones that are stationary around the fountain, but it's definitely on the path of the patrol.
And,
Can we
We can just
oh,
can we flashback?
Yeah.
Of course,
Or
you can do whatever you want.
can we also flashback to like maybe there's like people that regularly do maintenance in the sewers and they put something up, like I don't know, some kind of pylons or something that,
Sure.
that they use for when it's under maintenance. Maybe we've acquired some of those.
You mean like
Safety
cones.
Safety cones?
Yeah, I don't know EBERRON if they have safety cones,
No,
but like little
they-
like magic
they
lanterns.
better
or
in the
beds.
city of-
No,
Bridges
I think
and
they absolutely
towers.
have magic lanterns like that.
Okay,
So tell me how it is that you're acquiring those.
that's an excellent thing I hadn't thought through yet.
Call your safety cone guy.
We took them from another job site. Turns out they were doing some renovations where the fires
Yeah.
were recently.
Or maybe by the
They were
ghosts.
doing some tear down.
Cool.
So at the fire area, they were doing some tear down and they had safety cones set up. They didn't watch all of them. They had a little cart there.
Who would
with
steal
whole
a
bunch on
safety
it.
cone?
Give
Yeah.
me a sleight of hand check.
Might be stressing that one.
This is going to be a 2-stress flashback too, but you can spread it between people if you want.
Okay.
I could take one to help out, since it was my idea.
Is it 1 stress to re-roll?
It's two to auto
it's
succeed.
2 to automatically succeed it.
Yeah. Was there a thing for re-rolling or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
1 and 1.
But if Ark is also there, then I think he could do something instead.
Okay.
Oh yeah. If you wanna.
Ark will can Ark
Slide
send
in.
can Ark send Covenant to kind of stealthily like streak in and grab a few and
Sure,
drag
give
them
me
back?
a sleight of hand check.
Sure, with Covenant I hope because Ark's not
Absolutely.
right. Yeah.
Don't
So
roll
I think Lynn makes a couple of passes, but there's just so much commotion going on here that there's not really a good spot. What's
That's-
Cub get?
That's an 18.
18. So finally, I think maybe like Lynn just decides like, you know what? I'm just gonna like start talking to this guy, and maybe Ark can do something. And Ark hangs back, but sure enough, this horrible little box just sort of slinks down off of his back, like.
Oh god, it's another crash! But to do this, we just acquire 2 stress? 1-on-1?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I was there to help muscle lift them out.
Yeah, that sounds good. And you deploy them at the site here, so you've got a clear entrance.
Cool.
Who's going down? That's one.
So is the plan to
That's
use the
it.
ghost down there, or to do something else?
He's gonna take the steam thing and figure out a way of blocking it briefly, which will build up pressure, and then he can release the blockage and overpower the system. Right now it's turned off, but it's on a bypass.
Right.
That might only be temporary. I might see if there's a way I can rewire it magically as well.
Can you just make the whole fountain explode?
That yeah.
Like, if you-
So I'll have to look at what I can do, but I would like to maybe recircuit it or rewire.
What are the rest of you doing while he's like going downstairs?
I was wondering if someone should go like follow him to watch his back,
That sounds absolutely reasonable.
and I could probably get down there without, being noticed.
Yes, 100%.
Lynn never goes in a
And you have a mask for the smell.
Yes. Maybe I'll put some of the coffee beans in there so it smells like coffee.
Flashback to putting two
Make
beans.
those smells in your mind. Ix is gonna be playing lookout, but uncharacteristically, she's not going to be at roof level. She's going to be at ground level and just like a little ways back from the perimeter.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been fairly cagey about this whole mission, but she's just kind of like fine and,
Sure.
and buzzing around on the outside.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Ries will be disguised as somebody else, just walking through, like, past, like, the fountain every now and then, just walking
Sure.
a line, and then coming back as somebody else.
as somebody
How is it? Yeah, he's gonna do that.
He's just going through his greatest hits of disguises.
Okay.
He's got like mustache, no mustache, beard, no beard.
Half
Wait,
of a
that would be
beard.
the same thing.
Half a beard.
Okay.
That's
Reasonable.
it.
Reasonable.
Reasonable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. What's Manny doing?
So, quick question: is the plan still for Lynn to deploy the ghosts?
I think we're not going to do the ghost thing. Well, the ghost will scare away the guards at the explosion time. Maybe we can blame the explosion on the ghosts. We can explain the explosion on the ghosts.
Yes. In that case, Maddie has to stay with Lynn to do the ghost proofing once the
And
time for
Lynn's,
that comes.
Lynn's going to be the one going up for the grab and with the ghost explosion. But she also, we don't have that ring anymore from Colette, do we?
No, absolutely.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Ark is probably gonna ask that we keep at least one ghost disc still intact.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
So we can use 6. Well, 6
Yeah.
is still a lot of angry screaming
Yeah.
ghosts.
Yeah. I'm hoping to not even burn that far in, but we'll see. We'll see
Alright.
how the guards are reacting to them, and Lynn's going to play it.
If they just pull it once,
So I guess Maddie and Lynn are somewhere just out of sight of the guards, you know, waiting for the moment to do this.
Okay.
So basically, when that moment comes, Maddie's plan is to use protection from evil and good on Lynn,
Which basically makes her ghost proof as promised.
And
Okay.
possibly guard-proof if they're good at shoes.
It's
They're not.
So Farran and Ark are down in the sewers. It smells, but it's really easy to find basically the power conduit where they've sort of
turning off smelling unit.
where they've sort of hijacked part of the city power grid in order to fuel this effrontery. What are you doing? You're trying to overload it?
Well, I guess first I need a good look and see kind of what I can figure out for how it works in the first place.
Sure.
I need like some time to study it.
Give me an Arcana check.
Sure. But
Farran, give me a perception check.
I
Yeah.
trust this one. I trust wrong!
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
15.
I got a 10.
10. It's pretty complicated.
Sounds a little stressy.
Maybe.
A little bit.
it's a pretty important one, maybe.
Yeah, alright, I'll stress this one. So,
This is the linchpin of the.
so,
Yeah.
so is the stress
Yeah.
is the stress always a flashback or is it just
No.
auto
This
succeed?
is
No,
this is to
stress
auto
is-
succeed the roll.
Yeah.
plus
Okay,
2.
this is just stress to auto succeed.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
a 2
Doing
point.
it.
So how are you spending stress in order to succeed at it?
Let's say I spent some time kind of studying some, like I went to, so that's a good question, because this is something I was going to ask her later on too. Is there like a magic academy and like magic studying, like places for learning magic?
Sure,
Like,
if you pay to become a member.
Are there like,
But you could also go to a library.
that's what I was going to ask. Are
Yes.
there also like libraries and magic tomes and stuff that you can kind of like take a look at?
So it depends. That said, for something on the degree of like the city power grid,
Right.
you could probably find somewhere where there's a
Magical
public.
plumbing
Well,
101!
it's the city plan.
It's more about the fact that it's a public record.
Okay.
So you could
Just go to the courthouse.
absolutely justifiably have spent the kind of patience that only a warforged could have to get in queue at a government house, and hours later come away with some sort of a schematic for this power box. Farran, you spot a crocodile. It's a couple of lengths down and it's slow moving, but it's definitely awake.
I will point this out.
What? There's what? I'm looking at the things here.
Ark's not made of meat. He doesn't give a shit.
You can buy me in the leg all day. I don't. Actually, I do care at some point.
Like, has it noticed us yet?
You're not sure.
You're made of food.
Yes.
Is this something we gotta deal with? Is it?
So is this? I was about to say, is this a known thing, urban legend? Like,
Oh, there's all kinds of business in Sharn sewers.
They've
Most
got
adventurers
magic alligators.
cut their teeth by cutting rats.
Yeah.
You do that until you're level 5, and then you qualify for the bounties.
Well, let me know if there's gonna be a tussle, and I'll get myself ready for it. But otherwise,
So you crack the thing open, and you think you've got a pretty good idea of how the magical runes are wired. You can either shut the thing down completely, or you can overload it.
I choose.
Or you can force it to play one of its many magical musical numbers.
Can I do both?
Oh,
Yes, of course.
An overloaded song?
Overloaded song it is.
Oh.
Can I request a small flashback? Or,
Of course, you can do whatever you want.
So we have at least 2 disguise masters running around here. Could Maddie also get a disguise with help from them?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay,
Lynn
cool.
Lynn is all about giving you a makeover.
All right, Maddie
What are you
seems
disguised as?
A happy person.
Smile.
They'll never track it back.
I just,
Two
like,
dimples.
She's frowning, but in lipstick I draw on a smile like a clown. He's just like,
Maddie seems to endure this with ill grace, but
Kill the bat.
yeah, that's where we are.
and she's not really trying to look like any specific person, just different looking than she normally looks like. A different hair color, you know, maybe some blush or
Spotted you a wig.
Yeah.
a different hairstyle.
Sure, that's absolutely reasonable.
A couple of accessories that she doesn't normally wear.
I gave you some boots that'll make you like 4 inches taller.
Oh yeah, okay. That actually makes
Shoes?
me.
Shoes? Did you say shoes?
Yeah, boots.
I thought you okay. I thought you said moose.
Moose.
That-
Either you meant
riding on a
like
moose.
shaping this just
Yeah.
up.
no, no, you're
Yeah.
The
just
Liberty spike.
you're just riding on a moose.
A 4-inch
That's
moose.
way more than 4 feet is the thing.
It's a very small moose.
So
Yeah.
with ill grace, Maddie endures getting this particular makeover.
Those who know you realize you're even grumpier than usual.
So,
Thanks.
Yes.
this power conduit that we're like working with, is it like magical energy just generally, or
Yes.
it's not like electricity then?
It's not like electricity, but it functions very similar to electricity.
Right. Well, no.
Magical electricity.
I was
It is
basically,
magical
I'm trying to think of like non-direct combat anti-gator tactics,
Yes.
and electrifying the water came to mind, but if it's not actually electricity, that's not an option.
So I don't think you could use it as a conductor in the same way as you would with
No.
electricity necessarily. However, there are big like wires full of magic that you could reasonably like chop open and shove into a gator.
Yeah.
Did you mean to leave the Solstice music on for our heist?
No, I
That was the
thought
point.
I was just about to start a
that's
magical
Well,
explosion.
yeah, before
But then
we
we
get
started doing a makeover.
Ark
so
is gonna tap
let me switch to
Covenant.
the makeover music.
Covenant's gonna like place its arms at 2 specific spots, and then Ark's gonna take 2 other spots and be like, "Are we ready for this?"
Don't we wait till a specific time of day when all the people are here, or is that just happening?
Oh, that's yeah.
You guys tell me.
Thought
We have
idea was,
walkie-talkies.
yeah, I think the idea was
Yeah.
to
Yeah, that's true. You literally have walkie-talkies.
Is this gonna
What the
wire-
hell's
I
going
think
on?
the
We're gonna
idea
wire
was
it.
in advance we were going to set it up, and then during a more traffic period we were going to blow the goal so that it would get taken instead of the guards just sweeping
Yeah,
it up.
we
So
wanna-
what you don't actually want to overload it. You want to set up a trigger
Yeah.
that you can
Make it
use to.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then we're still gonna do that, but we synchronize at the right time to
Okay.
just place the trigger in place.
In which case, is all like the disguise business and like being ready with protection from good and evil.
Yeah, that would be for
That'd be for
when we
later.
Yeah,
That's
then
the
when we
later
come
one.
back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
So right now we've got the blue team that is
Yes.
down, that is ready. I mean, you guys can still be on guard in case.
Yeah,
some
we-
guard
we-
action.
and
Yeah, we would watch. in
And
case
I'll
something went wrong.
essentially be maybe I need to like flashback to know which wire to cut.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Like, because like Art probably has all the has all the schematics.
Ark's gonna take like a tiny little crystal and be like, "We break this," and it goes off,
Whoops.
and then he trips.
No, give me, I think you've got. So you've got one of those. You've got another end that you need to insert.
Oh,
Give me a sleight of hand check.
can Cub help?
Trigger it, yeah. Trigger
If
it.
you want, sure.
Because I'm not good at that, but Cub is.
Well, if Cub's helping, you have advantage. So,
All right. All right.
or unless Cub
I
can
think
make
he's
the
trying
check.
to make
Cub should do it
I would
in your
much
Oh,
rather Cub
okay.
make the check.
Well, that's up to. Is that what you meant? The Cub can make the check himself.
Yes.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Ooh.
Oh, that's quite good.
Go Cub.
That's a 22.
I'm
You cut it above a
I'm
two.
essentially
Cub is
watching the
very
gator
dexterous,
and
very
like being ready to like
But dumb.
to draw.
So now you're holding the other end.
The so I was gonna have a little crystal that gets smashed to set
Right.
it off. I guess.
Give me a dex save.
Oh.
Get it.
4.
So, as you're standing there showing it to Farran, there is a wave of water that comes down the sewers, and it splashes up against you, and it wouldn't bother you too much, except that you drop the crystal.
Can I try and grab the
Yes,
crystal?
yes, you can.
Ninja cat.
What do I need for this?
You need inspiration is what you need, so I'm giving you that.
No, you have advantage.
So you have advantage.
So roll 2 dice.
Acrobatics or athletics at your discretion.
Acrobatics.
2d20s. So roll 2d20s.
Can I borrow a d20?
Yes.
Throw it in the cornucopia. Well, one of those is a 2 and the other is a 3. So it may be time. It's time for stress.
Yes.
There's never been more time for stress than there is. So I'm gonna say.
Wow, this is a fucking nightmare.
Okay, I'm like. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be dumb. So essentially, I'm like.
Am I gonna bandage you up after every single mission?
That's gonna be a new trend.
I'm assuming I'm like trying to catch it and I'm slipping. Meanwhile, yeah, this crocodile is coming in from the other side, and let's see, how can we use a crocodile? And well, I was
Tools at your disposal.
so I was basically getting ready to defend against the crocodile. So, what if I somehow like take the short sword and like try and like stop his mouth from closing?
Yes.
And the crystal actually lands in the crocodile's mouth. As we are, which is of course, you know, soft enough that it doesn't break.
Sure.
Yes.
And then
Roll animal
we get
handling.
into the awkward situation of.
I think you just snatch it out, right?
Well, yeah. I guess we snatch it out, and then I have the problem of trying to retrieve my weapon but it's the jaw's closing is the strongest part. So I feel like I'm going to need to do some more shenanigans here.
I think if you
Spinning
spend,
hook, kick the sword. And
yeah,
stuff.
if you spend too stressed to get out of the situation, you can do whatever you want.
I guess kick the sword out of his mouth and then hold him closed, like the mouth closed. Now that it's
How many arms do you have?
No.
No.
He kicked it with his feet.
kicks with his legs,
grabbed
yeah.
it. Well, he grabbed it,
Okay.
kicks it, and then quickly spins around, gets his arm.
yeah, because I'm holding on to
But he's
the
still got
crystal.
it.
All right,
in
now
one
you
hand.
have a crocodile.
Rub the belly.
Bring him back to the hideout.
Yeah, we have a new pet.
Yeah. And I assume at this point you're just like, little help, Ark.
Yes. Help.
So Ark's gonna smash the crocodile, probably.
What?
Yeah.
That's.
Trying to kill your ninja.
Take my
No, he
equipment.
didn't. He tried to eat a crystal that was
Yeah.
offered to him.
Yeah, you just held it in front of him. What
He
are
was
you
gonna
gonna
eat,
do?
because he was gonna eat us.
He wasn't. He was a friendly crocodile.
All
Now
right.
you're killing
No,
All right, you have a crocodile. What are you guys doing?
Bash.
I try to like hold him, like him, you know, keep his mouth from opening,
Well, what
and
we
and
do-
hand him the crystal.
Oh, okay. Oh, I already failed that part. And then you're just gone. You just go down the sewer and you never see it.
Yeah, just surf him all the way back.
I try to, maybe I'm just trying to look for an opportunity to release the crocodile
Yeah.
somewhere where it won't like attack it.
No, I mean the crocodile is more than happy to like get away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Light fire
Ark is
and get
taking the
away.
crystal and putting it in a bag, like a safe bag that even if it drops, it won't break, and
Yeah.
tying it, and then
Okay, cut to the next evening.
Oh.
There is a crowd gathered. There are
They're singing.
Flames.
They're singing.
They're
folk
caroling.
songs.
there's lots of decorations. There's magical lights. That's the wrong song.
We wait until the night of Solstice,
Yeah.
which is when they do a concert outside.
Absolutely.
And they have like the little urchin kids choir.
Yes, exactly. They have. This is their designated night where they bring up some ne'er-do-wells, some folks that are less fortunate to hang out here with the haves of society.
Well, now
They
we
actually
cure.
literally dirty the faces more to
Oh, of
really
course.
lay it on.
Well,
You gotta
probably
sell that.
probably a fair number of them are just like rich kids
kids.
that are dressed up
Oh.
as poor kids.
Oh.
But you know that there's at least some actual urchins that have been mixed in.
But that
you know,
actually
for
proves Maddie's
credibility.
point. If there's a bunch of obvious rich kid faking urchins.
Oh,
here.
100%. You see them afterwards, like hugging their like clearly nicely dressed parents.
As the crew is sort of like Ocean's 11, like walking up, Ix will just be like, "I'll hang back and keep guard watch," and she'll like behind her glasses, she'll give Maddie like a really like skeptical look, and then she'll break off.
Zeke's not here, is he?
Zeke is, well, if he is, you can't see him.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is JL here?
No, I hope not.
Also dressed
We're
as a
going
child.
to jail.
I love money.
That's where we're going soon enough.
Beautiful.
We'll all be there together soon.
Cool. What are you guys doing?
It sounded
Ark
more
is
and
just
more
sitting
like
there
it's
with the
good
bag,
time.
waiting for the signal. Ark's got the bag.
What is the signal?
I'm taking
The
a
fountain
shower.
exploding.
No.
Release
We're
the
stuck in a
crocodile.
recursive loop.
Release the crocodile.
So,
Oh, actually, you should have kept the crocodile. You could have let that loose in the middle as the big kickoff.
And that becomes the solstice symbol. The winter
The
crocodile.
Oh, it's Crocstice.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone loves the solstice crocodile. It actually, like, it started
We
out as a
regret to inform
marketing
you the
thing.
crocodile's racist.
Oh, no, not Benny. Benny the solstice crocodile.
What is the signal? What? Someone,
On the
someone-
walkie-talkie
someone
say-
give
Yeah,
us
someone,
signal.
someone in the
Yeah,
walkie-talkie can just say, fire it off.
Ix has very pointedly like separated herself from this. She's not even like in the immediate vicinity. So you guys have to figure out that signal yourself.
I may take up Ix's usual position of watching from the
Well,
rooftop
okay.
because I smell terrible.
The people that have to give the signal,
That's usually why Ix is up there.
It's us
the
two.
people who are firing the ghosts need to
Yeah.
give the signal.
So, Maddie, as soon as you're ready to protect me from the hell I'm about to unleash upon this poor
Grab your
innocent
stone.
world, those kids, the urchins are going to be close to this too. They're on a little stage, right?
Half of
by
them
it.
deserve it.
Well, no, well, like,
Good
oh
lord.
my god!
We regret to inform you that the Warforged is racist.
Ark's like, yeah, whatever.
Oh no. So that's going to add to the chaos. The screaming kids are really going to like also panic the guards and be a thing. And Lynn is, of course, in disguise.
Of course. Yeah.
and
So
Lynn's
it's
always
Ries.
in disguise.
It says, here's the six you're gonna break. Remember, don't drop them on the ground. You won't need to.
Yeah.
I guess we're all ready. Maddie will hold her holy symbol, touching your shoulder for a moment. And,
How long do I have?
you have 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I checked that before I proposed the plan.
Yeah.
So,
You have 6 rounds.
One turn.
all right.
Well, I think the children's voices reach crescendo, and maybe like right as maybe one of the particular songs is about to finish is when you're supposed to
Head up.
unleash this thing.
His
And-
voice shatters the crystal.
Ark just whispers to himself.
Do it.
Death Arena.
Oh my god.
And there is just a geyser of gold that erupts into the sky. It reaches up 4 or 5 stories. There's also not a small amount of sewer water mixed in.
I
It's still gold.
Crabs. Ark would not have fun.
Crabs! Not the coconut crabs.
And the crocodile also spills out. Like,
And it just absolutely scatters everywhere. It's falling. It's actually falling on rooftops, as a matter of fact. It's gone up so high, and everyone is like, there's this combination of panic and like trying not to get pelted with gold coins. And the guards, there are not nearly enough guards for as many people as there are and as much activity as there are, because lots of people are just going, ow, ow. Just desperately. You know, you've seen that game show where people get locked in the room
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to grab money. Imagine like 200 people doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Lynn's already immune to ghosts,
Uh-huh.
and she is.
Oh, I can read it if we need to, but yeah, it's basically.
I don't think we need to.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Lynn will break 2 of the coins to start
Okay.
Oh my
around
God.
her, because I don't want to release all the ghosts if I don't have to.
Okay.
This is like a solstice
they're pretty
spell.
useful.
I also think that some of us were probably like, so that we get some of the coins.
Reese is
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
We're
everyone's
watching
there,
this
we're
guy's
there
like,
together.
Everyone
I'll get-
has
I can
a
get to the-
bag. Like everyone's
yeah,
got
okay.
a Christmas bag.
Ark is
Yeah,
probably
no,
like,
I think
alright.
you guys were like,
On that
yes.
subject, I would like to have a flashback.
Yeah. All right.
Last night, while everyone else is piling around in the sewers, and Ix is like, I'll hang out and watch for guards. She's hidden a few tightly woven snares around low traffic, like alleyway mouths, that sort of thing, so that when the gold hits and it scatters everywhere, she'll be inside sort of a derelict building and pull to rip a few like tight nets
Nice.
to basically just like sweep a crazy amount of gold into the building with her and
Excellent.
like bag it up.
Very good.
Once
Well
the
done.
gold shower starts, I don't know if
That's
it's. Oh,
2 stress.
okay. Maddie will climb the buildings ridiculously easily and quickly and get on the rooftops and start collecting gold from up there.
Okay.
Far quicker than anyone else would be able to make it. She.
Give me a stealth check.
Is it like a creepy climb? It's like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
just like,
Her. It's. I don't. It's probably inaccurate to call it supernatural, but it looks effortless and fast. Whatever.
I think it's very Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Stealth
It's
check.
not like The Ring.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not that. It's not that, but definitely has no
Then her
trouble
head
playing.
turns around and screams.
Skipping frames in animation.
Stealth check is a 14.
Okay, so I think that maybe some guards are going to see you unless they are within. Are you deliberately deploying these ghosts like in the neighborhood of guards, or what are you doing? with those
The
things?
guards were next to the fountain,
Yeah.
which is actually a lot of the stuff went straight up. And
Yes.
just so that's where she's
Okay,
concentrated the
so
ghosts.
just so ring ghosts
Yes, actual ring ghost.
begin screaming and basically just flying whatever living thing that they can find, just screaming and hating them as much as they possibly can.
No.
And a number of the guards are like, ah! and seem entirely too busy. Like a number of them do have wands, but they were not ready for incorporeal undead, and are just desperately trying to just like make sure this thing doesn't like mortally scar the psyche of a small child or something like that. Although you can see that very clearly some of the rich kids are like, my psyche is being mortally scarred.
Lynn did, by the way, sort of suggest to the little urchin kids because she's hung out with urchins.
Oh,
before.
sure.
She's been on the street.
You can spot an
She's-
urchin.
She's sort of like, hey guys, if anything goes crazy tonight, make sure you have a couple of bags on your person. And then the actual poor urchins who have been begging.
A number
they're
of-
sort of like ready for it. They've been hinted.
A number of them have just hats that are very conducive,
Yeah.
and inside of those are other hats.
It's like babushka dolls.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Machkroishka.
Matryoshka?
Matryoshka.
Yeah, I think.
I'm so proud.
We're good at this.
Yeah. And sure enough, just everyone manages to scoop up as much gold as, far more gold than Earl Tane ever imagined sharing this solstice season.
So on top of the building where Maddie's like screaming
Yeah.
of gold, Ix will clamber up and she'll dump. Like, just be like,
Wait, you carried all of that up there?
I assume. I mean, it's like a snare. I assume it's pulleyed up most of the way.
Yeah, but you don't have muscles.
That's why I have a pulley.
I do love simple machines.
Yeah, she's just gonna like heft it down like at your feet, and it's just like. She's like, you told me this was a good cause. You better not have been fucking with me. Then she'll climb back down.
Oh my god, that was so awesome!
Very soul.
Ix, I love
that's
you.
very good.
Oh,
All right, I think you managed to haul 12 gold altogether.
12 coin?
12
coins.
coin altogether. Yeah, 12 gold.
We did it.
I got my
Damn it!
It was an illusion after all.
No, 12 coin altogether.
And how much of that are we giving away?
Well, that deal was half, so
Half.
So
6.
so half.
yes. So we each get 1 coin.
Ix would have accounted for
Yay.
the amount that she-
Well done, everyone. Well done. Ma'am, very, very graciously accepts this. Yeah.
Actually,
Oh.
Maddie will bring Ix with her if Ix is willing to go.
Ix will go.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a little evasive about it. Says, "Come with me and keep quiet about it afterwards."
Done.
Oh, someone's getting married. Ma'am is, for once, she drops what she's doing immediately and comes over. I heard it was quite the commotion.
There was.
Then she sort of like after the fact like notices that Ix is here. Is like, oh, so,
Friend of mine, it's all right. Ix, this is Ma'am. Ma'am, this is Ix.
she tips her pipe to you.
She'll nod. Good to meet you.
You hungry?
I'm fine.
You?
She's yes,
I'll be
literally physically starving.
Get a bowl for both of us, so you wouldn't mind. She kind of gives Ix a look and sits down.
Take a seat. And she happily serves you up some chicken soup.
And assuming that we didn't already earlier in the proceedings, Maddie will slide over the pouch with the 6 coin in it.
She is.
Is it a pouch or is it like a?
It's a treasure
sack?
chest.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's
Well, she slides over one. She slides over one and waits for Ma'am to take it. Then she grins and slides over another, and then
There's
grinning a
actually
little
a
more.
burrow that you had come in with you to haul it all.
She
You
warns.
know, I wasn't too sure what to expect sending you after old Tane, but this'll do just fine.
Had a feeling it might. This is like the first time we've seen Maddie happy, probably, or at least
Smiling.
less grumpy.
What? Yeah. Oh, it's not quite a smile. It's just a straight line.
Her heart grew 2 sizes
The
that
very,
day.
very, very corners are slightly upwards.
Yes. Ix will sort of poke at her soup, but mostly just look really uncomfortable.
Is it worth remembering? Mam's a half orc as well.
Okay, just to make sure you. I don't know if it would matter.
That
but
was so incredibly racist.
I don't know if it
Oh
would.
my god!
We regret
Not
to
all
inform
half-orcs
you.
know each other.
No, that wasn't the idea.
I
But
think that given the individuals you're sitting with, you enjoy what's basically an incredibly uncomfortable dinner. Before returning to...
Ix eats nothing, by the way.
Oh, of course. But before returning to make your appointment at one Solstice party, where Colette is entirely too giddy about the proceedings. So what we're going to do is everyone is going to take turns. Everyone's going to roll a D8.
This is going to be good.
And we're going to determine which white elephant present you open as a consequence of that.
Oh boy.
As long as I don't get my... Can you get your own? Please say no.
No, you can't.
Okay.
For the record, on the way back, Ix seems a lot less cagey around you. She just seems really tired now. But she clearly did not trust you, basically.
Eight.
I also have 8. Should I
6.
re-roll?
Also have a
7.
4.
6.
7.
2 4s, 2 8s.
Well, so I meant we're going to do it in order.
Oh.
And we
Lynn,
jump the gun.
Lynn gave me first. So you open what's a very, very like, it's almost like shoebox sized. It's very, very neatly wrapped, but it's the only one that has different wrapping paper than everyone else's.
Oh.
And you tear it open and you find inside a bag of coffee beans. And Lewin is like,
Oh, Lord, thank you.
"You're welcome. I hope no one steals it from you."
Are you sleight of hand?
Oh, that's no. This is
She doesn't do
you,
uppers.
you can steal in Secret
That is the
Santa
thing that you can do.
things.
So, Ark, you can either steal the coffee beans or open something else.
Oh, Ark's totally going to open something else.
All right.
Ark's not a stealer.
Roll a d8.
2.
2, you get Reese's present. Reese, what does he open?
Excellent.
It's a little packed about yay big, and you open it, and it's a terribly carved little image of Reese's face, and he's like,
Ix is like, nice.
Ark is,
It's like that
of course-
repaint of Jesus.
Monkey cheese.
Ark is like, it's beautiful. This is true art.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Art from
Art, meet art.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. All right, Maddie, you can either steal one of these 2 treasures or open something new.
She will open something new. Gets a 4.
4, you get what Farran wrapped.
Okay.
The alligator.
So,
Sewage
you
point.
know, it's
I
not,
love
it's not
it.
the alligator, but it's like, so inside the wrapping paper is, I'm going to say like, what seems to be probably like scrap wood from around the neighborhood
Okay.
forming a box. But the moment you open it, it springs open and like a 5-foot tall snowman, like just kind of made out of not actual snow, but like
Oh, thank God.
like paper mache or whatever was available, and like all the wrapping is around it. But essentially, it's like it's clearly that this was not someone who knew how to carpent, but perhaps someone who had a knowledge of thieves' tools and trap making.
So
They-
this thing goes off in front of Maddie like a trap.
Yeah, but it's this, you know, really like cheerful looking snowman that like unfolds out of something clearly too small to
yeah.
contain it.
She's out.
Caleb smited that into the ground.
Well, funny you mention that. Maddie shouts, "Bloody hell!" and drops her sword and stabs it in a single motion. She rolls not actually that well. She was distracted at 11. It was 11
It
enough.
just sort of bounces back.
Kind of looks startled a little bit, and she's got her sword sticking.
Ix will sort of look like, oh wow, the true spirit of Solstice.
Oh boy.
Easy there, killer.
Farran, it's your turn.
Oh boy. I've rolled a 6.
You got...
She got it written
Oh.
down.
Oh.
You want me to read it?
Let's just wait for her to get back.
Okay.
Someone else
Yeah,
will
yeah,
take
She'll
her.
want to present.
Okay.
Yeah. Reese,
Ah. 3?
you got whatever Ark wrapped.
Oh.
It looks like a longsword, and it feels like a longsword, and it's heavy like a longsword. But it's wrapped
Oh.
up. So you can open it up.
Oh.
It's actually metal words that say very awesome present. It's shaped like a longsword.
Yes. exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. Thank you, Barry.
Baby doll is beautiful.
It's very awesome.
It's good.
Very awesome.
Says it right there.
Look forward to making more things with you.
Ix.
Notably, it is not a longsword.
I think there's only 2 things left.
2.
2. You get, I guess you get whatever Maddie wrapped up.
Okay.
Oh,
Sewage
blessing.
coins.
You have a small package in front of you. It's been wrapped up.
So rip it open.
You see 4 cookies inside. They look like various symbols of the holiday.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
And
And other crocodile. Western-facing crocodile.
Terrifying snowman.
Yeah. She'll go, oh, good.
Maddie looks a little uncertain, but is looking at you. Like, we'll try one.
These have weed in them.
So she'll take the western-facing crocodile.
You roll a d4?
Oh no!
Are you poisoning the party?
Is this roulette?
Are these the beans? Did you make the beans?
No, not intentionally.
They're croca beans.
That's a 2.
Inexplicably, this cookie seems to contain black pepper.
You're the worst person.
No. It's not like an obscene amount. Just like someone used it as a normal ingredient.
And cookies?
That's very good. Oh, thank you.
Insight check.
I'll roll my shitty deception.
Lynn, Farran got whatever you wrapped.
Natural 20. Good luck.
A 7. Yeah, Ix doesn't eat food, and B, these are awful.
Farran.
He looks a little sad.
You open the
can you
box
tell?
and wrapped neatly inside with a little bow on it is a bottle of one of those like moderately priced bottles of wine that's almost acceptable.
Oh, cool.
Perfect holiday gift if you don't know what to give.
I'd like to
people
steal that.
and-
Guys, you want this
Yeah,
longsword?
yeah, okay.
There you
I'll
go.
take,
Yes.
I'll take the very awesome present.
Oh, please God, kill somebody with that.
Yeah.
Somebody
Someday.
break into our hideout.
No, we gotta save that for the final boss. That's the
Yeah.
thing you use in the final boss to actually one-shot kill.
Colette steps up and is like,
Oh, it's like the spoon. I just throw it at him.
You can alchemize it into
Or
a
that-
weapon.
or
Did
whatever
her
it is.
gift just miss everyone?
I guess I have to open my own.
Well, no, you can
No
steal.
one got X's either.
If you steal, then
Wait.
Because
Oh yeah, Lewin hasn't opened
Lewin
yet.
hasn't
Okay, well, Colette sets down what is very clearly a bottle of champagne and reaches for Ix's gift.
It's just like a little, just a little sort of rectangle that's incredibly poorly wrapped. And as you unwrap it, it's just a little leather case with 2, relatively nice cigars in it. They look to be like Warfield, these are our last cigar style cigars. Because Ix knows how to party.
Will you share one with me?
I mean, it hardly seems appropriate for the holidays, but sure.
I think the best traditions are the ones we make our own. Lewin, I guess you get this this champagne, buddy. Are you gonna hog that all to yourself? Lewin
I'll
is
trade
like,
for that.
Oh no, I want the sword. Yes, perfect.
So awesome.
Now I am king.
So awesome.
Well, I'll share with the group then.
Yeah, that goes in the stash.
And Colette just sort of reaches over and opens the champagne bottle that she wrapped. Merry Solstice, everyone.
Merry
Merry
Solstice.
Solstice.
Yeah.
Good game, everyone.
Good game.
T-Love says, oh, Chekhov's longsword.
I believe you mean Chekhov's very awesome present.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's being mounted above the bar, right?
Oh, 100%. Good work, everyone. You saved Christmas
Solstice.
and managed not to kill an orphan.
we almost did, but
Or a crocodile.
We don't know the outcome entirely.
That's true. We might find out that many people died in the avalanche of gold. But that will be a time later. Wow, that sentence just fell apart. Wow.
It wasn't your best.
I think that sentence can go ahead and take a holiday break.
Hey, speaking of which, we're going to be off next week because of,
Oh, that's segue.
Yeah.
holidays.
Right.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take a break next week, but we'll be back the week after that. I didn't get a chance to say this, I think, during the Thanksgiving times, but I am thankful for each of you. This is a tremendous part of my life, and I'm very glad to be playing this game with you all week after week.
Huzzah.
Happy to be
Excellent.
Yay.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
all
Yeah,
that
thank
work.
you so much.
Of course.
And
Thank
being-
you all, of course. Thank you so much for joining us week after week. We hope that you have enjoyed our wonderful internet content in this, the year of our Lord 2017. Happy holidays, and we'll see you again in 2018.
Indeed.
Wow,
It's a lot of
Yeah.
years.
that's so many years.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of years.
You know what though? We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna survive. Probably.
We'll try.
It's
We'll,
just-
we'll make a good effort.
We're gonna make a good effort. We're gonna do the best we can.
Very good.
Very good.
Hello.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.